Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips here now live, and I actually got on here when I said I was trying to get on here from either 11 to 11:30, and lucky enough I ended up getting on here. I don't always go on do them live shows on Saturdays. A lot of times normally do them Sundays. I didn't want to try and do one tomorrow because I was worried it would be really, really late, like even later than now, like probably after midnight, because I had a shoot thing tomorrow and day and everything like that. So probably was going to be a little bit later and all that kind of stuff. But we'll go through all the questions on here. So if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to ask anything you guys have or anything like that. So let's see. Currently watching Mirror Mirror on DVD because the Blu-ray wouldn't work. Was that the Mirror Mirror? The was that the horror movie Mirror Mirror, or is that the one with Lily Collins? Which one were you watching? Because weren't they both called the same thing? I think, or maybe I think so. I'm here early. I think I got a question. Yeah, feel free to ask anything that you wanted. I miss Sean and MJ's videos. They were the best. No, I mean, like, I'm glad that they're all there to look back on. Um, there are some of the Don and Murph ones that aren't there because of, like, the music and stuff like that in it, like the copyrighted music. That's the one thing I wish, back in the day, like when I was doing those back in like 2000, I think 5 is when I started doing the. I actually did them like late into 2004. I started doing Don and Murph, so I didn't know anything about copyrighted music or anything like that back then. I didn't even think about that. So like a lot of the old videos had a lot of that kind of stuff. Up until like probably 2009 is when I really started realizing about all that stuff. So then I had people making music for the Don and Murph. So for the most part, we weren't using known stuff as much. But the thing that's bad about a lot of those old Don and Murphs is if I ever did try and put them up again, and like tried to change the music or everything was kind of edited to the specific song, so it was kind of like I cut everything to like the beats of the songs and everything, so it would be really hard to redo them. But like I said, I'm glad that the stuff is still up and people can still see, especially the vlogs and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. How many VHS releases didn't make it to DVD? I don't even know. There's probably like uh, thousands upon thousands upon thousands. There are so many different things, that it's crazy when you think about it. But that's why I like companies like Vinegar Syndrome, and Arrow Video and Shout Factory. But mainly Vinegar Syndrome is one of the main one. Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow, I would say, find a lot of lesser known stuff, and I always like that. I like when lesser known things come out or something that's never been on any format before, and except VHS back in the day. But I don't know. I always like that kind of stuff. Sean, hope you are doing well. Thanks for coming online. Can you tell us about the science fiction movie you were working on, when it will be available to watch? Yeah, like I don't know anything about like. I can't. All I can tell you is it's a science fiction movie, and it's like a disaster, end of the world type movie. And I've never really done a movie like that. And I like the character a lot. It was definitely a fun scene to do in the movie. So I can't. I'll definitely let you guys know when the new movie is out and all that kind of stuff. But it would definitely be on like stuff like video on demand and all that kind of stuff. But I'll definitely let you guys know for sure when it releases and all that kind of stuff. And and when I can tell you guys the title and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking of when the world is going back to normal. I wish it would. No, I know it's like little by little things have started to. And then like there's been more stuff going on with cases and everything. So it's kind of like I think honestly this is going to go on like this for a long time, where things kind of open and then they kind of have to close again and open. You know what I mean? I think it's going to juggle back and forth between that a lot. Like I can't see it just kind of going away overnight for a while. Let's see. Uh, Laugh a lot, Sean. I'm going to be a basketball player tonight. Where was that? Sassy Fit Girl said something about basketball player. Yeah, because of Chauncey Billups. And I see a $5 super chat here from Griff Redux. And thanks so much, Griff, for your $5 super chat donation. Hey, Sean, no real question tonight. Just glad to make it to the live stream. Well, thanks so much, Griff. And thanks for always coming on the live streams when you can. I always appreciate it. And thanks again, guys, for the super chat donations. Let's see here. Hey, Chauncey Billups here. Yes. Hey there, the man himself, the legend. Well, thanks so much. Hey, what's up, Sean? Stayed up till 1 a.m. to watch this. Yeah, I know I always do them kind of late, but I always kind of try and do different kind of times and kind of juggle between them and everything in different days. I think like the worst time I've ever done a live one, I think was when I did one like really early at like 6 a.m. I think that's like the weirdest time because then it's kind of like a weird time to do it, right? I kind of tried like every imaginable different kind of time that you can do. Hey Sean, are you getting the Bruce Lee Criterion Collection? I don't think so. I never like follow. I don't know. Haven't watched too many like kung fu movies. I've seen some, but I haven't seen too many. I should see more of them though, but I have not seen that many. Do you hope that Freddy Got Fingered never comes to Disney Plus? Well, I don't think it ever could. I mean, unless Disney Plus had some kind of a weird like thing you had to approve, and it was like when they only put weird R-rated movies. But I'm hoping that Freddy Got Fingered at least comes to Blu-ray because I have a feeling that Disney doesn't care about the movie, so they're not going to be like, oh, we're gonna keep this because we want this on our streaming or something. I feel like somebody will be able to buy that. You know what I mean? So I don't think that would be one that they're like worry about holding on to, or unless they just want to like hide it away. Yeah, and then Bodhi said Shivers and Little Monsters are coming to Blu-ray from Vestron. Yeah, I'm so glad that Vestron is still going to release stuff because they had a it's been a long break between anything release wise from them. I think it's been like over a year or so, maybe even longer than that they've put anything new out. I think the last one was like Maximum Overdrive, but I'm definitely looking forward to Vestron. Now, I'm going to encourage Vestron Video, though, to definitely try and get that. I don't know if they could put it on there because of the phone number, but I don't know if you guys remember with Little Monsters on the VHS tape. They had this one thing on there that I used to love as a kid called 1-800-89 Maurice. And there was like this phone, it was like a thing on the DVD, on the VHS that said like, oh yeah, call this number. And it was, you had to pay. It was like a pay thing. And oh yeah, and you could win a pinball machine or a Fred Savage autograph. I think the video is online. Just look up 1-900-89 Maurice on YouTube. But it was this goofy like commercial thing on the tape to get you to enter this contest. So I'm hoping they can put that on there. Um, let's see here. Hey Sean, how you doing today? I'm doing good. Hey Sean, have you seen Howling Beast or Super Beast? I don't know. I don't know if I've seen either of those ones. Sean, do you drink dog water? Dog water? I don't even know. Pad 2 was canceled from Scream Factory. No, I heard that. I think they were having a hard time finding the print or something to the movie, which sucks because I really was I know my dad like really loves that movie, so I was like really excited because I was telling him like this. Oh, it's finally gonna come out to like Blu-ray because it never even had a DVD or anything. I think it had just like bootleg DVDs and stuff like that. So I'm just glad that I was glad it was finally coming out. I remember at a convention, Bruce Dern was there, and my dad had me bring a VHS tape of it for him to sign. And then Bruce Dern was like, "Oh, have you seen this one?" I said, "Oh no, I never watched it." He's like, "Oh." I'm like, "No, I've seen some of your things. Don't worry, Bruce." And he's like, "Thank you." It was a funny thing. It was years back. It's like 2012 or something like that. I think it was like a little bit before Nebraska came out. That was like when Bruce Dern had his like really big comeback with Nebraska. Um, let's see here. I'm excited about your new movie. Yeah, thanks so much. Like I said, it should be a really cool movie. I'm really excited to do it. Yeah, and it was like a it actually filmed in the one place that I was at before, so it was kind of cool to be back there again. Like I said, I'm not saying too much about any of that stuff because they're still filming it. Um, let's see here. Just trying to figure out where I was. Um, Sean, which do you prefer, Batman or Batman Returns? Between both of them, probably. I don't know. I love Batman Returns. Like, there's so many things about that that I really like. But I think the original Batman still, and like I said, like with that, when it comes to that though, I'm really excited that Michael Keaton is going to do the new Batman. Hopefully, nothing like messes that up and he doesn't decide against it or something. Because I'm, I'm the idea of him playing Batman now to me is amazing. Now, hopefully, this will encourage him to go and be like, you know what? Now I'm going to finally do the Beetlejuice too, because that I'd even like to see almost a little bit more. And I see a $2 super chat here from OROCHO. Sorry, it's OROCHIOKADA. I'm definitely going to pronounce that wrong, but thanks so much though for the super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. They're a big help to the channel and the video, so thanks again. He says you should make a podcast and invite MJ. Well, I'm totally down to do anything with if anytime MJ wants to come back, if he ever wanted to do another video again or anything like that, like I'm totally, you know, um, down to do anything like that. But I haven't heard from him in a long time, in like a year and a half. But like everything is, when last time we talked was fine though. Um, what is the best thing you saw without knowing about it? Best thing you saw without knowing about it? I don't know. What are your thoughts on And I don't really want to talk about that person anymore. It's just never really good. Hey, recently found your videos, Viva the weight loss. Quick question: how long and how much weight did it take? Did it take you to lose until you notice a major drop in blood pressure? Like when it came to like losing the weight with the blood pressure, like when I right when I started the weight loss, when I went in and had everything done to checked out and everything, I did have high blood pressure, and and it was like really high at first, and then like I think like little by little started going down because I was going to the doctor at that point like I think like once a month or something like that, and I think it went down, and I was probably off the medication probably in like less than a year, maybe 6 months, something like that. That was like probably 2014, so definitely before 2015. I know I was off blood pressure medicine. Um, Seller. Yeah, and about another question about the Little Monsters and Shivers. Yeah, Shivers is also a great movie. I think I have a DVD, a Blu-ray of that one. It was in like a double pack or a triple pack set. Um, why are you such a bully to that person now? No, I'm not a bully to that person. That person talks things up a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys know about stuff like that, but sometimes people do that. Um, let's see, where was I now? Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Um, talk about it's one about Snow White. Oh, the Snow White one. Yeah, I like the one with Lily Collins. And I see a $10 super chat here from Sober Sunset. Thanks so much, Sober Sunsets, for your $10 super chat. And he said, I watched Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga over the weekend. What a terrible movie. Now, I saw the trailer for it. Like, even me and my brother, when we looked at the trailer for it, we're like, oh, this doesn't look that great. I mean, we'll definitely watch it, I think. But yeah, it's one of those movies too. I don't know if was it originally going to come to like was it originally made to be in theaters and then Netflix bought it afterwards because that's happening a lot with movies now. Um, since the theaters are closed and they want to open in July, but I think it's going to get pushed to August like, for a big release because everything keeps getting switched over to August now. And then I think some things are going to be like really big releases are going to be coming out the same day as the new Bill and Ted movie. So I think they're going to have to adjust the Bill and Ted movie a little bit because I don't think they're going to want to open that right against I think like Tenant, I think, is going to open the same day or something like that. So I don't, I guarantee you they're going to be switching some of these things around. But yeah, like thanks for letting me know about that Eurovision thing. Like I said, I probably look at it eventually. The other one I want to look at though is My Spy because they just put that onto Amazon Prime. That was one of those movies that was going to be a theater one for 100% certain, and they kept adjusting the dates like for the last like year for one reason or another. Um, Hey Sean, I finally watched Mandy. That movie is phenomenal. Have you seen Panos' other movie, Beyond the Black Rainbow? Yeah, no, the Black Rainbow. I love that movie. Especially love the music. You should make an Ernest reboot. Well, there was a guy that tried to do an Ernest reboot, kind of the character. It was called like Ernest Two or something. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, and it was like the weirdest thing ever. If they did do another Ernest movie, and I know he wouldn't want to do it probably, but honestly, the perfect person. There was two people that could do it if they brought Ernest back, and it would be like two different versions. I think John Cena, because everyone thinks that he looks like Ernest. So I think John Cena could do it, and I think he would probably be as long as if he would be able to do that goofy voice and his goofy over the top character and everything, it could be kind of funny to see. It would never replace the real Ernest in a million years, but it would kind of be interesting. Or Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs, who looks a lot like Ernest, but I don't think he'd like to know that. I don't know, but I guess the hat and the look and everything. Um, hey Sean, have you seen a movie called Just Like Dad with Wallace Shawn? I know I've heard of that. I don't believe I've watched that one. I'm looking to buy some autographed DVDs on eBay. Do you know what company I should look for authenticity so I don't get ripped off? I don't know. There's a lot of ones too that come with like these things with it, but I don't know. I don't really collect like autographs. Like I get like if I go to a convention, sometimes I get them, but I've never bought an autograph like online or anything like that. So I don't really know like what the name of the main companies are to look for or anything like that. Um, but sometimes you can get them from certain stores like Dark Delicacies, like they do like signings in stores and they sell them off their site, so then they're from the person there. So that's the kind of stuff you want to look for a certain ton of signed things. And I see a $3 super chat here from Arnold Stalin. Sorry, Arnold Stallone, showing Wonder Woman 1984 looks amazing. No, I thought that it looks amazing, and I also love movies that have like take place or have scenes in malls. Like I like that's like one of my absolute favorite settings ever is like movies in malls, and the new Wonder Woman has a scene in a mall, so like I'm definitely like looking forward to that one. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to make sure I don't skip any of these questions. Um, where is that? Where was I now? Like I said, I try. I scroll down if a super chat comes in, so I don't miss anything. I think too if I do it like this. Yeah, I found that. Okay, so if I do it like this, if I put viewer activity, then I can see this if a super chat comes in very easily. Okay, now I figured out another thing. So now if a super chat comes in, I can see it on the side thing here, so I don't scroll down and lose where I was. Sometimes though, this list automatically like drops me down, so so then I get all confused. Sorry about your pop. Where was I? So where was I? Let's show on getting used to your chats. Where was I now? Do you hope? Um, how was filming? Um, how was the filming you did recently? Um, no, it went really good. Like I was, after I did it too, everyone was saying how they thought it was really good. So I was really happy with how it was, and it was a different kind of character. And I've been also like really working too on being way more for certain roles toned down and not as crazy over the top. And I've been really, really, really working at that. Like crazy, trying to not be so like because sometimes I can't. Like sometimes people want that in a movie. They want you to be kind of crazy and I can talk really fast. And so if they want that, I can be a little crazy. But I've been trying not to be as like nuts in certain things, unless that's what somebody wants me to do. How did you come up with the name with Coolduder? I don't see like that was like a really random thing. Probably something to do with Bill and Ted because Bill and Ted, was Duder. They always said, "Hey, Duder." So I think that's how I got the Duder part. And then like Cool Dude is kind of like from Dweebo. Do you know what I mean? Like from Rue Dog and the Dweebs. That's kind of where I got that. And I see a Just Jimmy. So it's JUSTJIMMIE. Just Jimmy gave a $10 super chat, and it's just a pear rolling around the ground laughing. But thanks so much though for your super chat donation. Like I said, anyone who gives super chats really appreciate them. Big help to the channel. So thanks so much. Who would win in a fight, Sub-Zero or Dracula? Between both of them, probably Sub-Zero, I would think. But they'd have to stake him through the heart though, Dracula. Did you enjoy Boogeyman 2005 or Dark and the good movie to come out at the same time with the jacket? I remember Boogeyman 2005. I remember kind of liking it. I don't think I've watched that movie honestly. I think I have a DVD of it. Maybe, but I don't think I've seen it since it released. So it's been a long time. I remember I did like a parody of it back when it came out back in the day. Um, are Freddy Got Fingered and Mars Needs Moms the worst movies worst Disney movies? I like Freddy Got Fingered though. I mean, I loved Tom Green back when I was like in middle school is when I think he started. So like I always, or when it started on MTV, I believe. So I always really liked it, but I know it's not everyone's kind of humor. It's kind of like, especially his like show is what like kind of nervous humor. Like it kind of makes you nervous because of the kind of stuff he was doing, and he wasn't faking that stuff because some of that stuff in the later years that people would do was fake. He would literally just go up to these people in the street and do these insane things. Thoughts on Charlie's Angels? I The newest Charlie's Angels, I didn't like it too much. Even the Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu movie. I remember back in the day, I didn't like it as much. And then when I watched it again, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of liked it. You know what I mean? Like, but at the time, I kind of was like not as into it for some reason. Uh, do you think the Friday the 13th films and Nightmare on Elm Street films will receive 4K releases, or should they be just standard movies? I could see them doing probably even more with Nightmare on Elm Street, a 4K collection of those ones, because those movies aren't as like in limbo with the rights as much. Because I know with the Friday the 13th movies, there's always these discrepancies with the rights to them, like a lot of like things going on about them. So hopefully though, that both of them would be kind of cool to get like 4K sets. Are you excited Home Alone on 4K? Do you think we'll get Home Alone 1 and 2 box set and Steelbook from Disney someday. I'm hoping though, because that's what happens sometimes when a movie they release it on the first movie on 4K, like they release Crank, but then they release the second Crank on 4K. And there's a lot of stuff like that. So I hopefully they release it on the sequel as well on 4K because I like the sequel honestly just as much, and I think I probably watched Home Alone 2 more than I watched the original, just because I like the setting and everything to it. Um, a while back you were talking about Polaroid, just watched it and liked it, great recommendation. Yeah, I'm so glad that that one finally got a US release because it came out to Blu-ray in I think Italy, and then it was kind of like up in limbo because of like I think that the Dimension or Weinstein's company was behind it, so it had a whole lot of just because of all of that stuff, the terrible stuff with him, that kind of resulted on the movie getting really held up. Is there a working title for the film or the official title you just don't want to spoil? Oh yeah, no, the movie actually has a title. I'm just not allowed to say what it is because I got like an email. Everyone got an email that said, just don't say anything yet about the title or the film company or anything behind it. But you can, we'll let you know when and all that kind of stuff. Show 'em what's your favorite horror movie. Um, probably like out of all of them, I think probably Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, the original ones. I just read about Evil Dead 4, this scheduled to be filmed in 2021. Have you heard anything? Yeah, I've heard something about it. And was Bruce Campbell going to direct it or something like that? Do you think theaters are still opening this summer? I don't know because like in a lot of states now too, they had to close down the bars again. So like I don't know. I think it's probably going to end up. We're going to see more movies probably get pushed even more like to September and stuff. That's what I'm probably thinking. Um, Sean, are you getting the Bruce Lee collection? Like I said, I don't. I maybe down the line. Hello from Tokyo. When are you going to shoot Clown Motel 2? Clown Motel 2. That one should be shooting, from what I was told. I think they're starting to shoot the movie. I believe in August, and then in at the Clown Motel, and then my stuff is going to be shooting in when did they say it was shooting? I think it's September, sometime in September. And I see a $5 super chat that came in from David James. My brother and I watched saw the Sasquatch today. It was awesome. Well, thanks David James for checking out. I saw the Sasquatch. If you guys have never seen that one, I believe it's up on like Amazon Prime and then Tubi, which is free to watch. But that was a fun. That was actually the first ever movie that I was on when it was like a set. Because Banshee was the first movie I did, but that was just kind of filmed like a vlog. But the Saw the Sasquatch was the first ever like set that I was on, and like I owe like everything to that movie for kind of like getting me like a credit and getting like me on a set and then having that vlog that got a lot of views for on the set. So like I owe so much of that movie. Like I always think like if I didn't end up doing that movie and that company Synthetic Cinema didn't ask me to do it, I just wonder if I would have gotten into being in films, or I don't know what I would have done at this. You know what I mean? Like it kind of it like started the whole thing. So I'm really glad that I ended up doing that, and I'm glad that I feel like everything in life kind of fits together in a weird way. You know what I mean? And so that I'm just glad about that. But thanks so much for watching that. And then Chino Marino gave a $2 super chat that says, and I don't want to answer those ones because thanks so much for the super chat donation. But like I said, I don't really like talking about any of those people anymore. Gabe is fine though. And I also see a $2 super chat here from Sober Sunsets. What do you think of the ending to The Haunted? I still have to watch The Haunted. Probably going to watch that one the next day or so. Tonight though, I'm going to be watching a documentary called The Jasper Mall, which is like a filmed like at a dying strip mall. No, I mean a dying mall. And it's filmed over a year, which looks really interesting. So hopefully it's a pretty good one. Um, and then I see $2 super chat here from Converse 1991. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chat donations. Really appreciate them and a big help to the channel and the videos and everything. And he says, or they said, my Prime trial was ending and I kept it for My Spy. Yeah, like, because My Spy, like I was saying, that was originally going to be like a big theater thing. I hope, though, what sucks, though, is, if something gets bought by Amazon, that usually means we'll never have a physical release of something. So I always hate that. A lot of times, though, for some reason, if it's a movie that Amazon buys in Canada, they release a DVD or Blu-ray of it. So it's very strange. Um, did you kind of see Itchy the Killer and Audition? I saw both of those films. I liked both of those ones a lot. Definitely liked Audition a little bit more though. I just bought the new era release of The Stuff from Amazon. Oh yeah, the Stuff. That's a great movie. Like I've watched that movie so many times. This is my first time in your chat. Well, thanks so much, Connor Lyons, for coming on. Um, let's see. Ochad. So it's hopefully I can't pronounce his name right. So it's Orocchiokada gave a $2 super chat donation. Would you put on a fat suit for Fat Planet 2? Well, if David Sterling ever wanted to do a Fat Planet 2, and I told him I thought we should, and or it could be me now, not heavy in it, and it would be like the character lost all the weight and everything. But yeah, I liked Fat Planet just because it felt to me out of all the David Stern movies, that's probably secretly my favorite, just because it's so strange, and I never thought it'd be in something that peculiar that feels like something that would be on Mystery Science Theater. Because it's a bad movie, I admit that, but it's like a fun bad movie. Like I mean, it is beyond bad, but but it's so fun. Like it is definitely one of my favorite things I ever did, just because it is the most. I've never, like I said, I can't think of anything like that on the entire planet that's like that movie. Um, let's see. Thoughts on King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, directed by Guy Ritchie. I think I remember thinking it was okay. I don't like a ton of like medieval, like that time period movies too much. I went to Half Price Books the other day to buy some obscure VHS and big box horror. Anchor Bay, The Reptile, and Trilogy of Terror. Oh, those are cool ones. The Reptile. I don't know if the Reptile ever came out to Blu-ray. I think I saw that one. Trilogy of Terror, though. I know I love that movie though. Do you think 8K TVs will be worth it or just 4K for pretty much it? Um, like if my 4K TV broke, because TVs like nowadays, like back in the day, you'd have a TV and you'd keep them for like 10 years. You'd have them a really really long time. Now TVs like last like 4 years, 5 years at tops. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the shelf life anymore. So if I bought like if the TV broke and I was buying a new TV, I guess I would probably get an 8K TV. I would think, but I don't even know if there's much like broadcasting in that. And it's also, since a lot of it would be more streaming, I don't know how well a lot of people will be able to stream 8K, because that's all you need, a hell of a lot of bandwidth. You know what I mean, to do that. Also, do you think we'll get Night Before Christmas on 4K somewhere down the line? I doubt it for this year, but maybe next. I could see that coming to 4K since they're going to be releasing Home Alone on 4K. I could definitely see Disney starting to do more stuff like that. Home Alone though that's one, and I think, oh yeah, they're also doing Hocus Pocus on 4K, but I don't think the Steelbook is as cool. It's still a cool Steelbook that they're doing, but I kind of wish they would just have redone the original one that they did again, that they put out on Blu-ray, because that was a great Steelbook. That was probably one of the coolest Steelbooks. Um, I've been up late past 2 nights trying to get into the Severance sale. And, I heard some stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff going on about like the site was going down and that kind of stuff. Um, Sean, I'm so sorry about your dog Lula passing away. Well, thanks so much, Big Bird. I really appreciate it. It's still such a weird thing, it hits you the most for me when I come home and then like Lou's not there. Like that's like every time I like coming back into the house, I don't like it anymore. Like coming in, it's just like it's weird. It's like that's where it always bothers me the most. Can you do the bow tie killer? I see blood impression. Like I see blood. It's like I don't even remember how it goes in Problem Child. I see blood. I don't even remember, but I love. No, it's like something about like I don't even remember how it goes. I see a $2.79 super chat from Broken VHS. Thanks so much, VHS, for the super chat donation. What are your favorite slasher films? Well, some of the ones that I really love are like that I really think about, like are Blood Rage. The one that's like I'm Todd. That's like a great movie, like a great goofy Thanksgiving slasher film. What are some other ones? Like The Final. Was that The Final was one I really liked, the slasher film. And of course, like the Friday the 13th movies. Like, but when it comes to all of them though, like I think I like part four the best out of all of them for some reason. I think because of Crispin Glover in that one. What are some other slasher ones that I really like? There was even a movie called Slashers that nobody ever talks about that was actually really, really good. It was a Canadian horror film called Slashers. Think of any other ones. It's always hard to pull titles off, but I do have a video called "My Favorite Slashers," I believe. So I go into them in a little bit more detail. But definitely the Mutilator. That's another one that I really like as well. But in that one, I know I say more there because, like I said, it's always hard to make sure I don't miss them or anything. Like when it comes to like pulling them out of your head sometimes. Thoughts on David Sterling's Evil Unleashed The Mummy or Blood Tease, his movie he produced. I don't think I saw either of those ones. Just moved into my new home, super tired, but I'm waiting to see John Carpenter's Vampires. Oh yeah, that's a really fun movie. I need to watch that one again. Watched Demon Knight last night with Billy Zane last night. I thought it was great. No, that's a great movie. William Sadler's in the movie, I believe. But no, Billy Zane. Billy Zane is one of those people who I always liked as an actor, but I'd say it's so weird when you look at like his career because he started in getting in like something like Titanic, and then he ended up right after that a couple years. He was doing those kind of like erotic, sort of Cinemaxy kind of movies. It was really strange. Did you watch the movie Brian Banks? I've not watched Brian Banks. Every time too, for some reason, because I'm so dyslexic, I think it says Brain Banks. I don't know why, but my mind does that. Borrowed Blood gave a $2 super chat. Give Juliet and Alessandro a from San Diego a shout out. Well, thanks so much, Borrowed Blood, for the super chat, and definitely a shout out to to Juliet and Alexandro from out San Diego. Thanks so much, guys, and thanks so much for watching. Hey, Sean, do you remember the first movie you saw on the big screen at the movies? The first movie that I saw in the theaters, like one of the earliest ones that I can remember seeing is like The Little Mermaid. Around the same time, I remember seeing Ghostbusters 2 because I had this teddy bear. I was really like a little kid, maybe like 4 or something. For some reason, I can remember around that time. A lot of people can't, but I remember usually a lot of traumatic stuff, like things that went weird with my one grandmother and stuff like that. But I remember, and I called Nanny. But I remember, what was one of the other ones? I remember Dick Tracy, and I remember in that movie I threw up. But in Ghostbusters 2, I left my teddy bear in there, and I remember I was in um, Roy Rogers getting French fries, and I used to dip them. That's just how I was as heavy as I was, dipping French fries in mayonnaise. And I remember like forgetting the teddy, and then they had to call over the theaters, and we had to go back. And luckily enough, they didn't like get rid of it or get lost or something. But it was like I always remember that. So Ghostbusters 2 was one of the earliest ones, as well as Dick Tracy, which I threw up all over the seat and had to leave. I threw up probably within like the first 10 minutes of that movie. That was really bad. What percentage of your collection have you yet to watch? Have I yet to watch? Maybe like 20%, 15%, something like that. Um, Sean, can Herb do ice magic? I don't know. Heard Kevin Bacon will play Freddy in the next Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I mean, he might be interesting. I don't know. Um, why just not make a Fox Plus? Yeah, yeah. Fox should have something like that, like a Fox Plus, or I don't think Fox exists anymore now. The name for the releases, so I don't know what they'd call it, but there could be something like that. Disney could have something that would be like or put all that stuff onto Hulu maybe. Um, what movie got you into indie horror? What got me into indie horror? I don't know. Like I feel like I was always kind of like back in the day too. Even at Blockbuster, I was renting all kinds of horror things. So I wasn't like there's some people who don't like, would kind of just go for the mainstream stuff. I kind of was never like that. I kind of was always like for all different kind of stuff. So I don't think there was ever one thing that got me like into indie horror per se. I pre-ordered that movie Mikey from Amazon. Yeah, I'm so glad that that's finally, coming out to Blu-ray. MVD is releasing that one for those of you guys wondering. Why aren't you in Las Vegas with with Danny and the other people? Well, wouldn't have been able to go anyway, even if I was talking to them because I was doing the movie, and I was doing the movie on Friday, and then I'm doing a movie tomorrow morning as well. Um, Dustin Ferguson's new movie. So no, I'm busy anyway. So I'd be much rather doing what I'm doing now than messing around in Vegas right now, honestly. Um, FYE Apocalypso has been out of print for years now. It's available on Amazon for like 16. Oh yeah, Apocalypso is coming back into print. I think Samuel Goldwyn Mayer, I believe, or Samuel Goldwyn, is releasing that one on Blu-ray. They put out on Blu-ray too for the first time the movie Spun. But yeah, like so those of you wondering, like don't buy Apocalypso like for like high prices now. It's going to be released again. Um, let's see. And I see a $2 super chat from David James. What's your favorite Stephen King film? Favorite Stephen King film? Um, Out of all of them, I think The Shining is like my favorite one. But I also really like so many different ones. Like I'm trying to think of all the other ones that I really like. I mean, all of them I've liked. That's the thing. It's like Storm of the Century is one you never hear about that I really liked. I love the Langoliers, even though the effects in it are really bad. Um, so those are some of the ones that I really like. Godzilla versus King Kong, which is your favorite? Out of both of them, out of them, I would say definitely Godzilla. What is the greatest action film you've ever seen? I think one of the best action films will always be, I think, Die Hard. What is your favorite Amityville horror film? Um, Out of all of them, like I think probably besides the first movie, the Dollhouse is the one that I always really liked. Jurassic Park or Godzilla? Definitely Jurassic Park. Um, I see a $2 super chat here from Mr. Button. Thanks so much, Mr. Button, for your super chat donation. How's mom and dad? Oh, they've been doing okay. You know, it's just weird around the house. Like I said, without Lulu, it's just like I said, coming home is the weirdest. That's like especially if there's a time that too when there's no one else in the house at all. Then it's really strange. That's when I kind of get a little sad, honestly. I won't lie, because I used to always like sit with Lulu and everything. So it's definitely strange. Um, Interesting. You speak so much more relaxed here, but seem like you're rushed in your videos. This is so chill. No, I kind of have like a certain way that I kind of act on video. Like I just kind of, I don't know why. I think too, like I know if I didn't talk with like some pep when I do the reviews, they would be like long, like really long. Like, like, I don't know. It's just kind of like how I get. Um, I think this, like, when you see me here, you're seeing like 100% the way I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like BS or like have a, like a video persona as much when I'm doing it like now. I don't think too I'd be able to have the energy to be like, hey guys, I don't know if I could do it. I think I'd probably would like blow my voice or something if I talked that quickly. Um, let's see. Do you remember the TV show Soap and Benson? I don't think I ever watched either of those ones. Hey, Sean, what do you think of Tim and Eric? I've been watching them a lot lately. No, I love Tim and Eric. Um, Bedtime stories that they did, I really liked, which was like their horror anthology. The newest one that they did, Beef House, their show with it's like a sitcom. I love that. I hope they do get to do another season of that show. And then Check It Out with Steve Brule with John C. Riley. That was amazing. I can't wait for Fast Nine to come out. Yeah, that now won't be out until like I think February or March of next year. Hey man, I wonder your thoughts. Do you think physical media is dying? I don't think so as much anymore. I think people now are starting to buy a lot more physical media now too, because of all the stuff going on right now with so much censoring of old movies and things that are slightly, or slightly or very controversial are now like getting like taken down from streaming and stuff like that. So I think people are starting to see now that streaming is not definite. Streaming doesn't really exist at all in the sense of owning anything. You can watch it, but you don't own it. You know what I mean? Like even if you buy it, somebody can do something questionable in the movie, and then the movie's pulled. So I think the only way to really know you've got something is to have a physical copy. So like in the stores now, I do see more people buying stuff surprisingly, which I'm glad. I really am glad that people are still buying stuff. I mean, that's with my videos too. That's the main thing that I really try to do is try and feature it as much as I can, physical media, and bring as much attention as I can to releases and all that kind of stuff. Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that comes out that really goes under the radar that a lot of people might not know about or have heard about or anything like that. So I really try to, bring as much, attention to everything as I can. Um, what movies do you hope Paramount releases from the Miramax library since Viacom CBS acquired the rights to it? Lionsgate just dropped the home media rights for Miramax. So Lionsgate. So then trying to think of other Miramax ones that could come out that haven't been released. So like Cursed and some of those. Cursed has already been out though, but I don't think Cursed ever came out. The Wes Craven's movie that I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I don't think they ever released the uncut version of Cursed. So it would be interesting to see. I don't know offhand some other Miramax ones that haven't come out though. Um, what do you? Let's see. Thoughts on Doctor Sleep, directed by Mike Flanagan. I love that movie. And what was so funny about Mike Flanagan was I found out and realized later that I used to see Mike Flanagan and talk to Mike Flanagan when I was like growing up, going to Suncoast because he worked at Suncoast Motion Pictures in Towson Town Center years and years back, and I was in there all the time. And then, because like when I used to see interviews with him, I was thinking, I feel like I know this guy. from somewhere. And then when he made a post about where he first worked, I thought that was so funny. That was like, I talked to Mike Flanagan back in the day, probably a dozen plus times at Suncoast about movies. And I think I remember like when I pre-ordered and bought like Pete and Pete. I think I got it from him. That's around the time when Pete and Pete came to DVD. Sean, do you watching the Little House on the Prairie TV show and Facts of Life? I never really watched Facts of Life, but I did watch a handful of episodes, like when I got them to review of Little House on the Prairie. But before that, I never saw any of them. Do you read horror comics like Creep Show? Not really. I haven't really read too many horror comics or anything like that. Have you ever seen Kevin Kangas' Fear of Clowns 1 and 2? Fear of Clowns 1 and 2. Um, I think I saw the first movie. I remember I was talking about to Kevin Kangas too, because he's from Maryland, about doing something in one of his movies years back. That was back before I moved. Are there any VHS movies you wish you had that are worth big money? There's a lot of them that I would like. Like I'd love to have the whole series of Zoobly Zoo that they released on VHS, because those things are huge, crazy money. And I see a $2 super chat from Colin McMasters. Thanks so much, Colin McMasters, for your $2 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, really appreciate super chat donations to the channel. Thanks so much. And he says, what is your favorite boutique Blu-ray distributor? I think, but I mean, I love a lot of them, like Shout Factory, with their Scream Factory releases, and Arrow Video. I feel like it's a tie between all of them, but if I had to pick, maybe I think I'd probably say Vinegar Syndrome, just because they release so many obscure stuff, and I really love like discovering super obscure things I haven't seen in a long time. Um, are there Blood Games from Vinegar Syndrome is a good movie. Yeah, that's one of those ones I can't wait to watch. I should be getting some stuff from them in a little while to review, so I definitely want to see them. Why don't you go to Vegas anymore? Well, right now, Vegas, I'd be afraid of going. I will be going at some point for some projects, so I'll be going there again. I don't know exactly when they're going to film, but I think there's two different things, like an anthology one, and then at some point Pool Party Massacre 2. So I definitely will be going there again. If you're asking why I didn't go right now with Danny, first of all, I wouldn't wanted to go with the other people. Danny, yeah, I'm sure I'll go with Danny again down the line, but I wouldn't want to go with the other people that were there. And I was, like I said, I was filming too yesterday, and then I filmed today in the morning, at noon. Sean, what's your favorite Booger Boy Meister video, DVD collection, or his cat Mandy the video? The Booger Boy Meister, yeah, I liked the I think one of my favorite ones was those ones when he would go out, and drive around with his mother. Like those were my favorite ones. NBC Universal bought DreamWorks Animation for $3 billion, and it will be run by the head of Illumination. Yeah, because I think I could see Universal buying DreamWorks, because they've gotten like some of their stuff. They have like rides and stuff. So I think by them acquiring them, they'll be able to build more rides and stuff like that. And I see a $2 super chat here from David James. Thoughts on The Hunt? Yeah, The Hunt. That was one of those movies though. I remember when I went into it, I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be an Emma Roberts like movie. I really thought that from the way they advertised it, and I'm like, oh, never mind. You know what I mean? I thought it was all right though. Like it had a lot of great character actors in it, like Ethan Suplee and stuff like that. I liked. I didn't. I'm kind of mad that was my last movie that I got to see in theaters. You know what I mean? Like, but it was still okay. But I didn't like absolutely love it. What do you think about Disney releasing their distribution of 20th Century Fox on physical media? Like, I'm glad that they're still going to do it. I was worried, like even with The Simpsons. And The Simpsons, everyone, I'm encouraging you to buy The Simpsons up, because with everything that's going on physical media, if you want, because of what's going on with things, and some of the voice actors in there, they're saying like, if a voice actor who's voicing a character that's a different like ethnicity than they are, they're saying like that stuff's not allowed anymore. So I'm just hoping they like don't like overdub the show or something. Like I'm just saying, stuff like that. Just buy up your favorite seasons that you can, just to be safe. You know what I mean? Because of everything that's happening in the world. Like it would suck if like they change voices and stuff on shows and everything. Like, you know what I mean? I was thinking about that today. I'm like, I think from here on out, things need to be different. but like the past is the past with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like you can't do anything about it. Like don't like try and just erase everything, because that's not the way to make a change. And the thing is, that was started 30 years ago. The Simpsons. Mr. Button gave a 99 cent super chat. Thanks so much, Mr. Button, for the and your other super chats this evening as well, or this morning technically. Yeah, your thoughts on MacGyver? I watched a handful of MacGyvers. Um, I like the ones that I watch. I always think that when it comes to Simpsons, um, the uh, what was it, Selma and what was that? I can't remember the name. I haven't thought of the names in a long time, but the sisters, Marge Simpson's sisters, Patty and Selma. Their characters. Always every time I think of that, I think of MacGyver. I think of them. Arrow is releasing Mallrats on Blu-ray. Do you think they'll re-release Dogma on Blu-ray if they get the rights to it? I hope so. Because I don't think the Dogma Blu-ray had a lot of the features on it. The Mallrats one, which I'm really excited for that. That's like probably one of my most anticipated Arrow releases. They have they're gonna have the TV cut as a bonus disc on there for like the limited edition version. And I remember watching the TV cut back in the day. They never air it because it was so bad. Because they had to dub over everything, like because the whole movie was bad words. If you guys saw Mallrats, so they had to like ADR like 90% of the movie, and it was like so goofy. So I'm glad that's gonna be on there. And I see a $5 super chat from Brian Durant. You should watch the Stargirl movie 2020 on Disney Plus. It's a good movie. Stars Grace Vanderwaal. No, I think I saw the trailer for that. That one, it looked good. I definitely will have to check that one out for sure. And thanks so much, Brian, for the super chat donation. Really appreciate it. Are you a fan of uh, terrifically talented wrestler Vader? I don't know if I know Vader. I don't know a lot of new wrestlers. I'm watching Diver Wimpy Kid 3 right now. The only Wimpy Kid movie that I ever saw was the one with Alicia Silverstone. Thoughts on Ed Gein and Dahmer, like the movies? I like both of those movies. I think Dahmer I saw with Jeremy Renner. I think is coming to Blu-ray. I believe so. What do you think about Halloween Kills? I definitely cannot wait to see it. I can't wait to see the trailer too whenever that releases. There's something about the Keaton Batsuit that was so special. The Christian Bale suit was so dull and high tech. I know there was some. I do agree. Like, and the and the thing too with Batman, he's not supposed to be a guy with like powers or anything. And like, and I don't even think when it came to technology in the original Batman, Tim Burton's Batman, he had like a degree of technology, but it became way more technological like in the other ones, and I kind of like it a little more low tech of what Christian Bale's Michael Keaton's Batman was. Home Alone and Hocus Pocus coming to 4K in September. No, I know. I'm glad those ones are coming out. Billy Mays is on. Yeah. Hi, Billy Mays here. Have you seen Battlefield Baseball Zombie and Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead? No, I don't know those ones. Um, let's see. Did somebody motivate you to lose weight? Um, when it came to losing weight, I know the one person did weight loss for about a month or so before I did, but that wasn't the main motivation. Motivation was going to the hospital and having cellulitis, and it basically scared me to death. And in there that night. I was having these weird visions of myself in the hospital after having a heart attack or a stroke, and then I'm like, that okay, and I kind of decided in the hospital, this is it. I'm losing it. If I live through this, because it was so bad, the cellulitis, and I was on like the worst medication imaginable, all these injections of stuff. I was like, okay, if I live through this, I'm going to lose weight. And I decided that, like at that night in the hospital, I was doing it, and there was kind of like nothing was stopping me. It was one of those kind of things. And I see a $2 super chat here from OROCHIOKADA. Do you own any synthesizers? Yeah, I have some synth keyboards. Like nothing like special. I have the one where you can like say something into it, and then like it can like repeat what you say, like you talk into it, and it like kind of loops your voice and stuff like that. And I have a couple other ones. I used to have before I moved though. Back in 2010, I had like a ton of them. I used to buy them up like every time I was like at a thrift store with MJ. If I saw one, there was like an older one, we would always just buy it and then mess around with it on video. Did you see Little Princess or Secret Garden? Between both of those, I know I saw Little Princess, but Secret Garden though was the one that I always liked. Do you know anything? Do you know of anything back in Maryland stores that have changed? Anyone contact you about that? I know some stores that I liked in Maryland closed, like Record and Tape Traders. They went out of business. I hopefully, for one thing, I might get back to Maryland again in the next year or so. We'll see though. It might even technically be in September for something. But we'll see. And it all depends on if it works out. But I would definitely love to get back to Maryland. You should change up the hat. Got a top hat. I don't know. I don't really like any other hats, but like the official Coolduder balding hat. You know what I mean? Like this is actually a new one. I actually cracked open a new hat um, for the movie yesterday because I didn't want to have like a janky hat that had like stains or anything on it for this movie. Um, but I actually said, either way, I was like either gonna do the part with or without a hat, and they were like, oh yeah, just wear a hat, because like I was gonna do it either way. That's basically now I don't hide that fact. So like if I ever like film an audition for something, I do it both ways. I do it with or without a hat because it's drastically different, and it's two different ways. You know what I mean? Depending on what they want. Vinegar Syndrome website is back open. Yeah, I heard they had just opened back up. Thoughts on Amazing Stories? That was a great anthology series. I've never watched any of the new ones that are on Apple Plus yet or Apple TV's thing, but I watched the original ones. Um, let's see. How'd you come up with Coolduder? Like I was saying, there was I don't even know. I just kind of like randomly came up with a name, like mixed like dweeb and like something with like from Bill and Ted. And it was kind of like a mixture of all that. Do you watch TV shows animated New Kids on the Block or Gravedale High? I never saw either of those ones. Hopefully, Halloween Kills could be either good or bad. Hopefully it's good. I really do. Personally, I don't think Beetlejuice 2 should happen. Leave it well enough alone. A CGI sandworm, no thanks. Well, if they do another Beetlejuice, I certainly hope though they go back old school with it and just try to do it, retro. I don't know if they will, but I don't know. I think Michael Keaton. I would just like to see him play Beetlejuice now in the makeup, like even if it was just some weird little skit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just would love to see him what he'd be like now doing it. Finally saw Bad Ronald about a month ago, and my only disappointment is that I didn't see it sooner. Thank you for recommending it in your videos. Yeah, Bad Ronald. I love that movie, and it's one of those ones you don't hear about too much at all, and I love that movie. I'm so glad too that they released it from the Warner Archive. Like I purposely, anytime I was reviewing anything for Warner Archive, because they would send me things to review, I was purposely every time bringing up Bad Ronald because I knew they were looking at the reviews. Because they used to talk about it on some of their podcast stuff, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to bring this up and bring this up, and bring this up to put it in their head. So maybe they're releasing it, and they did. So I was really glad. And I don't know anything else. The other one that now I always bring up on Vinegar Syndrome is Summer Camp Nightmare. I'm always hoping that they're like get the rights to that movie. That's like my dream is that one to come out. And I see Mr. Button gave a $2 super chat. Which edition of Dead Alive Brain Dead should I get? Um, with Dead Alive Brain Dead, there is the Blu-ray of that one that is from Lionsgate that's out of print and it's really expensive. But from what I heard, Dead Alive will be coming out to Blu-ray again, or maybe it's going to get a 4K or something like that, or 4K restoration. I heard, so I believe it will be coming out. So for now, since the Blu-ray is so expensive, you can find the DVD for cheaper if you just want to to get a copy of it so you can watch it. Maybe I would get whatever you could find the cheapest. You know, just to kind of hold off until they get to the next one. Let's see if you're interested. If you're talking about Lovebirds, yeah, it was meant to be released in theaters. Yeah, Lovebirds, that was one of the other ones that was meant for theaters. Should Shout Factory do a 3-pack of Bill and Ted 1 through 3 on Blu-ray or 4K? With Bill and Ted Face the Music, I know that's with MGM and Orion, which I think is part of Fox, I think. So I don't think there would ever be able to be that. But I do think it would be kind of cool if they would do Bill and Ted 1 and 2 in a double pack on 4K. I pre-ordered the movie Mikey. I talked about that earlier. Um, what movie? Oh yeah, I don't talk about that. Night of the Creeps is better. Between which one? Have you been going to movie gallery store? Yeah, movie gallery. No, I went there. I think maybe back in the day. Thoughts on Get Smart? Well, I saw the 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 movie of it, but I never really watched the the show back in the day. The Steve Carell movie and Hathaway movie. I saw those, but I never really saw the show. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I was now. Um, where was I? Thoughts on. Like I said, I'm sorry. It did that thing where it like scrolls down and everything. And if any of you guys have come on now, those are who you guys are wondering. I'll be on here for probably like 2 hours or so. And thanks again for those of you guys who have helped out with the super chats and all that kind of stuff. Definitely appreciate that. Um, where was I now? I'm scrolling way up. I know I'm really behind. I'm sorry I'm behind. I try my best though to get through everyone's stuff. Um, let's see. I think I was about up here. I hope. Can you think of a movie that genuinely scared you and left you shaken after watching it? Like I talked about a lot, session 9. I remember when, like, mainly the one thing that creeped me out was the thing in the tunnel with the weird guy, like, down there in the tunnel when something happened to him, and then reaching the hand through the morgue. For some reason, those really creep me out. Do you think we'll ever get Abyss or True Lies on 4K or Blu-ray? I know, like, there's been so much talk about that. I definitely hope so. I hope at some point we finally get them. Um, Thoughts on the restaurant White Castle? I've been to White Castle a couple times. I think I went to one when I was going cross country, one in New York, and then the one in Vegas I've been to. But I like White Castle, and they do have the veggie burger thing that I like. They don't. They usually get mad if you ask them to make it though. I see a $2 super chat here from David James. What are you going to summer horror flicks? What are your go-to summer horror flicks? Like any like camp slasher movies and those kind of things. Like of course Friday the 13th. Those are great ones to watch. Um, what are other really good summer camp? The one I mentioned, Summer Camp Nightmare, Sleepaway Camp. Those kind of ones I would say are really good ones. Sean, thank you for your videos. They're a pleasure to watch. I love your knowledge of films and congrats on your weight loss. I'm so proud of you. Have you seen the movie Teen Witch? I believe I'm pretty sure I saw Teen Witch. That had like that goofy dancing scene I remember. Carrie by Stephen King versus the Phoenix from X-Men. I personally love Carrie and the killing prom scene. Yeah, no, I know that's a great scene in the movie. But between them, probably would be Carrie, I would think. I hope the Ballad of Buster Scruggs gets a Criterion release. Yeah, that because I know that some of the Netflix ones are coming to Criterion, so that would be a great one. Have you seen the animated Samurai Jack series? I know I saw a couple episodes of that one. I know, and I see a $5 super chat here from Stumptown and Down. After you're never supposed to say the name too much in the videos. It gets a problem. But after what's going on right now, you should visit Oregon. Movie Madness in Portland is a video rental theater museum and the last blockbuster. Yeah, no, me and Danny, Danny Simstarker really want to go at some point and do a trip like that to go to the last blockbuster. And yeah, if there's other stuff up there too, that'd be cool because then we could do a couple different things. I definitely want to do a whole video on Blockbuster. Probably would even contact them before I went because I know people have contacted them and shot in there. So I probably would contact them first. I normally don't do that, but just to make sure I wouldn't get there and get yelled at or something, because that would really suck. You know what I mean? So I would ask them for first. But yeah, like I'm glad to know there's other stuff out there too. Movie Madness. I've never heard of that. I'll have to definitely look up that place. But thanks so much, Stumptown and Down, for your super chat. I really appreciate that, and thanks for letting me know too about that. Did you enjoy The Pool from 2002? I don't think I ever watched that one, The Pool. I should. And it's like the kind of movie I would like too. I hear they're going to do a Cujo remake. Your thoughts? That would be interesting to see. I like the original one. I just hope it's not all done digital. Like the whole dog is digital. You should watch Stargirl movie. I talked about that one. Uh, did you wash your hands after meeting Ron Jeremy? I back then I haven't seen him in a long time. I know there's a lot of bad stuff going on with him right now. Though I don't want to get into all that, but yeah, Chloe Grace Morris looks sexy in pink prom dress and Carrie. Orlando said, "Have you ever seen the movie Rare Terror on Alcatraz or Terror on Tour?" I think I saw Terror on Tour. I prefer physically owning movies, etc. No, I'm exactly the same. Like I just, me, I just love having the physical discs and all that stuff. Did you see Vestron videos making a comeback? And I did about with Vestron, with Little Monsters and Shivers. Like I'm so glad those are coming out, especially Little Monsters. Like I've been hoping for that for a long, long time. And I think there was a lot of thoughts too that Shout Factory was going to release that. Makes me mad they are trying to take movies away from streaming. You're own lucky you won't have that issue. No, that's the thing. That's with streaming, like I was saying. I'm encouraging everybody with certain things to just buy them because with all this streaming stuff, you know what I mean? When gyms are open again, can we expect videos of weightlifting? Also, any plans to remove your loose skin? Loose skin isn't really that bad, so I don't really see myself ever doing that. Maybe when I go back, I'll do. I don't know really honestly when I'm gonna go back. I don't feel comfortable in a place like that, honestly. And especially right now, I'm just because I have a lot of other things coming up. I'm just being real more careful. Like I don't think I'm gonna see. I don't see myself going into any thrift stores or anything like that for the next little while. Just because I don't want to. I feel like a lot of that stuff is where it can be people touching things more than ever. So it's like, and there are also a lot of places where they're really busy. I don't really want to go into too much. Like, and also when it comes to like eating in a place, I don't know when I'll eat in a place and sit down inside again. Even though you can, that gets me nervous. Because like every time I've ever been anywhere eating, there's always some fool sitting there like in like a corner or another table, coughing all the time, and I'm like, I don't want that. And usually when I've gone into restaurants and seen who's sitting in there, it's notoriously now old people. That's all I'm seeing, and I'm like, these are the people that should be staying home. They got to be more careful. Thoughts on X-Men? I know the X-Men movies though kind of got mixed reviews. I for the most part like them though. Um, and Xenomorph, who's a moderator on here, said join and super chat and become a member for $1.99 starting. Yeah, if any of you guys are interested, check out the link below too, and you guys can become a member of the channel. And that's just another way to support the videos and everything. And you guys get like a thing next to your name, like an image of the hat when you first join, and it moves up to different images. And then one of them will be a Blu-ray case with my face on it. That's one of the ones too. They are probably going to take music away too. I'm trying to buy CDs right now. I'm sure certain things, certain music will probably as well. Christina Ricci is smoking hot. Uh, she's like a cat. No, I always like women too that have like girls that have like bigger eyes. That's always something I've always liked. I wouldn't mind some Miramax re-releases, Clerks and Chasing Amy. No, I know those ones would be great if they released them again. Since it's summer, will you be watching Heavyweights? I definitely need to watch Heavyweights again. Like that's definitely one of my most watched movies, and especially growing up, there wasn't a lot of movies that were like pro fat people movies, especially fat kid movies. So when I was that age, because I was a couple years younger than the people in that movie, but that was to me like a big thing then, because it was like, oh, I'm watching something that was like something kind of like my life. Um, uh, did you try and order everything from Severance sale? No, I didn't order anything from the Severance sale this time around. I want the VHS of Let It Be. I don't know if I know that movie. I'm jumping on here late, but the Severance sale debacle got brought up yet. Yeah, some people were talking about that, about the Severance with the website getting down and all that kind of stuff. Why do nerds like Christina Ricci so much? I don't know, Billy Mays. I don't know. Have you ever seen a movie called Dunkirk? In the newer one? Yeah, I've seen Dunkirk. A favorite Owen Wilson movie? Um, Probably a Bottle Rocket, I would say. Um, I feel like everyone likes Christina Ricci. I think everyone likes Christina Ricci. Have you seen Spoof Taint Light? Yeah, no, I've seen Taint Light. I worked with the director of that one, Chris Seaver, like right afterwards. Uh, did you buy anything from the Severance sale? Like I said, no, I didn't get anything for the sale this time around. I do review for them, so I should have some stuff from them. Um, Thoughts on the certain person gaining weight? Like I said, I'm sure he'll get back on track with everything. I don't want to say anything else about it, but he has my encouragement fully with the weight loss again, and I'm sure he'll do perfectly good again. It's just about getting back on track and all that kind of stuff. Um, uh, let's see. Do you really like Tales from the Hood 2? I thought it sucked. No, Tales from the Hood 2 had like one or two okay segments, but I didn't like it very much, honestly. I was like, because I love the first Tales from the Hood. That's like probably one of my top favorite anthology movies, and I just was not into the new one very much. I don't know, and you know, without Clarence Clemens, in it too, it just sort of sucked to me. Beavis and Butthead. Do you have a favorite? Now, between both of them, no, I don't. I like both of them. Has Vinegar Syndrome released anything that's worth the $40 price tag that they're here in Canada? Like Ice Cream, a lot of their stuff is really good, but Ice Cream Man, that's one I would definitely recommend. The Clint Howard movie. Let's see. Have you seen Teen Ape, the Chris Seaver movie Teen Ape? Yeah, I have seen Teen Ape. Thoughts on Harbor Bosses? I remember liking that one when that came out. I think I watched it again like at the gym one time like a year or so ago, and I remember liking that one. Long Live Physical Media? No, definitely Orlando. Sean, can you skinny dip? No, I've never done anything like that. There's no way they get Dogma. I hope somebody releases Dogma again, though. do you keep any movies in your bedroom? No, I don't have any movies at all in here. Like, I don't think there's one DVD or one Blu-ray in here. I only keep them in the DVD room, and then like in the storage things I have outside there. So I try not to like hoard up this room with anything, that kind of stuff. Um, Sean is on top of his health, so he gets the girl. That's what someone said. I would recommend buying South Park and Family Guy seasons because I feel a lot of the episodes will be moved eventually. No, I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah, I'm glad. I think for the most part, I have all the seasons of South Park. I think there might be like one or two random ones I don't have that I need to get at some point. But I think for the most part, I have a lot of them. Good job keeping the trolls out. The moderators do a good job too if there's anyone like that. But luckily enough, the stream on here that I do, I usually don't have a lot of negativity for the most part, so I'm really glad. I mean, I honestly appreciate you guys more than you can imagine with like the support and the positive comments you guys leave, and I try, really hard to get back to everyone's like it's always on the newest videos. Sometimes I don't think I do on old videos because it's hard for me to see those comments sometimes, but like the new videos I post, if you guys notice, I always respond back like the next day, like 12 hours or so after I post a video, and then I like throughout the day I comment back. But I always try to. David James gave a $2 super chat. Best Christopher Nolan Stephen King mashup. I don't know if there was a like what does that mean, like a mashup between them, like if you had like The Shining mixed with like the Dark Knight or something like that, something like that. You mean like? But I don't know for that, David. I really don't know. Scott, Sean, do you see Vestron Videos releasing Little Monsters on Blu-ray? No, I'm so excited about that. There's about 60 movies to watch on Disney Plus before Stargirl. No, I know there's a lot of different stuff on there. Unsolved Mysteries reboot is coming to Netflix this July. Yeah, I heard about that. I'll definitely look at an episode of that to see what it's like. I remember back in the day, though, Robert Stack's voice in Unsolved Mysteries would scare me to death. Like, I don't know, especially that music. Something about that show always creeped me out. Have you seen Apartment Zero and Killer Eye? I believe I've seen Apartment Zero. Sean, if you were a character in the Doug cartoon, what color would you be? In the Doug cartoon, I'd probably be blue. Probably like Mr. Dink. Probably I would think. Um, have you seen Anguish? Yeah, I've seen Anguish. I bought that one a little while ago. Did you like Ad Astra? I thought it was okay. I don't know. I didn't really get into that one too much. iPhone or Android? I've always had iPhones, so I wouldn't even know how to use that. Can't wait to see you on more Shiat, my dude. Keep pushing it. Well, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to keep doing more and more projects and acting stuff and all that kind of stuff. And luckily enough, coming up, there's a whole bunch of different things that I'll be filming, so I can't wait for that. Have you seen American Psycho? I have seen that. I believe I have a review of that one up. Thoughts on Cobra Kai moving to Netflix? I think that's a good move for that because that I think a whole ton more people will see it because I believe they're going to put the other seasons on there. I don't know for sure, but I would think so. Thoughts on the third watch? Was that the who was in the third watch? Was that Jake Gyllenhaal, I believe, and um, who was it? Michael Pena, I think. I remember liking that. I think that was the movie. I think I remember seeing that when I was away in like New Orleans or something like that. Sean, your old DVD collection, Bio Zombie. What's next to the movie bootleg on video? I'll have to look at that. I don't know. I saw Toilet of the Dead in college. Weird movie. I don't know if I ever watched Toilet of the Dead. Have you seen Good Boys? Yeah, Good Boys was a really funny, one of the more funny comedies in a long time. New Christopher Nolan movie, yeah, Tenet. For some reason, I was thinking it was called Tent. I don't know why I was thinking that. Have you seen Escape Plan 2? Yeah, Escape Plan 2 was okay. It wasn't the same without Arnold Schwarzenegger to me, though. Like the first one, I feel like is the best one. Also, Mulan got pushed to August 27th. Yeah, it keeps getting even later dates. So we'll see what happens. You should grow your hair and try and look like David Dobrik. Yeah, like David, I could be like David Dobrik, only though if David Dobrik takes a hat off, he has a full head of luxurious hair. I can't compete with that, though. Let's see, cool dude. Imagine Keanu Reeves saying it, though. Yeah, like, that'd be kind of cool. What's funny, too, is William Sadler, follows me on Instagram, and I think he's seen some of the videos. So it'd be kind of cool if I could ask him to do, or saw him at something, or got him to do like a little thing doing like the death voice saying Coolduder saying I don't know, kind of funny to me. Thoughts on Pippi Longstocking? The only one Pippi Longstocking I ever really watched was the New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, the '80s movie, which I like. What is one of my favorite childhood movies. I never really watched like was it like German or Norwegian that one. I never really watched those original like shorts or movies that they did. Um, have you seen Flash Gordon? I have seen Flash Gordon. I know that that's coming to 4K, I believe, from Anchor Bay, no, from Arrow Video soon. Do you think? So make sure I don't miss anything here. It always does that stuff when it scrolls down, and then I miss stuff. I know what you did last summer. Um, have you seen Thoughts on Rocco's Modern Life? Was this where I was? I think The Thing. Yeah, here's where I was. Um, do you like the show Wahlburgers? Yeah, I watched some of Wahlburgers when that was on. I think I only watched like one or two episodes. Have you ever ordered anything from Tommy Wiseau's website? No, I've never ordered anything. I bought some stuff from him in person though, like a signing thing. Um, Sigma or a better job next time. Sean, please fight for Gleaming the Cube on Blu-ray. Yeah, Gleaming the Cube on Blu-ray would be great. I'd love if Gleaming the Cube came out. Chino Marino gave a $2 super chat. Hold your breath as long as you can. Better hold your breath, Harry. Better hold your breath. I'm not good at holding my breath. Where it's just like I don't think I can do it for more than a minute. It's like that's probably about it. I don't think I can do it very long. I do hold my breath a lot now in stores. Like if I hear anyone coughing or anyone like gets close to me or do anything weird, I'm like this. Right before I do it, I'm like hold my breath and walk by. So I'm doing that all the time now. But I can't. I don't have like good technique. I could never. I remember in Ghost Shark they were pulling me under the water, and I'd like hold my breath, and I couldn't do it for more than like a second. I was just like, pull me up. I couldn't do it for some reason. I never was good at that. Like holding when people go holding breath contests, I just cannot do that at all. Have you seen the Freak Maker? Freak Maker, yeah, I remember seeing that one. I hope Alone in the Dark gets a collector's edition. Yeah, Alone in the Dark. I cannot believe Alone in the Dark is yet to come to Blu-ray. I know what you did last summer. I like that post people when they said that thing that people are posting. Like I know what you did last summer. Nothing. Have you seen Cage Terror? Yeah, Cage Terror is a great movie. Um, I feel like Michael Keaton could still do Beetlejuice because he had a bunch of makeup on a fat suit in the original anyway, so he could pull it off. No, I know. I think he'd be great. Um, have you seen Corner or Dark Corners? I don't think so. Thoughts on Rocky and Rock My World by Elisa Silverstone? Thoughts on Rock My World? I don't think I've seen that one. Would you visit Japan, the Japanese Kobe restaurant? Yeah, the Kobe's not out here, but if I ever went back to Maryland, I would definitely go to it again. Can we go movie shopping? I live in LA. If I'm ever up there again, with time to do anything, I was up there, in Burbank yesterday, but I was so pooped because I left to get to the set because I was supposed to be there at 9, but I was worried about being like late or something, so I left the house at like 5:40 to be safe, and I got there like I think it was supposed to be actually 9:30, so I got there at like 8:30, so I was there like 30 minutes early. But when I was done, it was like rush hour because I finished at like 3, so it was like so trafficy. So I just had to go back. But I thought, oh yeah, maybe I'll stop at like the Torrance Mall or something or somewhere. But I didn't do anything. I was just too crapped. Have you seen Circle on Netflix? Was that the Circle with Emma Watson movie, or is that a different one? I saw the Emma Watson movie. Um, Sassy. Let's see. Any cheap foods you recommend for weight loss? Um, like cheap foods for weight loss? Probably like you know, some TV dinners you can get cheap. You know what I mean? Like there's some cheap TV dinners. And like if you want like for snacks and stuff like rice cakes, those are always a good thing and that kind of stuff. What's your favorite line from Clifford? Um, Probably the most ridiculous line. There's a couple. The one I really like though is the whole that I even did a reenactment of the whole like dinner scene at the dinner like the table when he's at the table talking to him about he's out on bail and he has a criminal record like probably that stuff but probably the joke about breaking a boy's promises I always like and then the ridiculous scene when he's watching like the some like tribal footage or something. He's like eating real crazy when he's watching it. And I don't remember what he says to that, but I don't know, that was one of my favorite ones. Um, Bro, what's the hardest YouTuber? Bro, you're the hardest YouTuber actor right now. Well, thanks so much for the support. Like I said, I really appreciate that. I wish Book Off would offer me more money for the movies I'm trying to sell. Yeah, I never really sold much at Book Off. I'm kind of one of those people that like keeps everything. I don't really sell much of anything. Um, but yeah, like but Book Off though does give a little more though than other places though in the past. Because I remember I did sell stuff years ago at like Amoeba, and they gave like nothing from what I remember. Um, uh, do you remember The Dead Hate the Living? Yeah, The Dead Hate the Living is like one of my favorite movies about making movies, like horror movies about making movies. They will probably remove All in the Family. Yeah, All in the Family. I bet that could get removed. Um, will you be buying more chicken fries for your pops at BK this week? I usually would get those for my brother. I will try and probably bring back the driving stuff again. People seem to like that, so I could see myself doing that again. I work at a restaurant and got COVID. That makes sense and is a valid concern. Lucky my case of COVID was just allergy symptoms. Yeah, that's the one thing like with COVID is I know it can be like different types of it. Do you know what I mean? Different, some can be worse than others and all that. Like I said, I feel like I may have gotten it um, in beginning of January because I had like 100, 105 temperature and was like profusely sweating, all these symptoms of it. But it was before anyone was really talking about it. So I don't know. I need to have that test done, the antibody test. I did have a COVID test because I had to have that before I filmed the movie that I did yesterday. Everyone had to have it done, the whole crew, everybody. So I knew I was free of it then, but I never, did the antibody one though. I didn't want to have them do both at the same time though, because I was just worried about getting it done because it was one of those things I had to have it done as quick as I could for the film. When's the next project out? This company usually gets things done pretty fast, so it probably won't be. I'm guessing it will be this year sometime later in the year. I don't hold me to it because I don't know 100% sure. Um, and I see a 2 hour super chat that says do jumping jacks on your bed. I can't do jumping jacks at all. And also the bed isn't high enough for me to fully stand up. But I can't do jumping jacks at all. Like I've never been able to do them my entire life. It's like even in school, I couldn't figure out how to do them for some reason. You should make a Discord. I don't know what that means. Sean, do you have any tips when comes to buying DVDs and Blu-rays on eBay? It seems like there's a lot of resellers there selling movies at ridiculous prices. No, I know. Like that's the one reason too. I hate doing the out of print videos sometimes because if I do one, then they sometimes skyrocket the prices up, and me and Danny are to blame for some of that with the prices, especially with Book Off. I think we're a, a bit of the reason why they check the prices more than they used to because we were filming in there all the time, and they didn't used to check the prices like they do now. So I'm sure they saw the videos and were like, oh yeah, we need to check these prices a little bit. But I would just say, just be careful, like look on there too and check eBay. When it comes to the prices, check eBay, check Amazon. Because sometimes the prices can be such a crazy difference between them. Sometimes you can see something where it's like $20 and then someone's selling it for like 50. So you kind of have to look between it and look on Amazon for people that are selling used copies because sometimes it's not always as bad. If you have to kind of really look. And also make sure too it's not a bootleg. So to really check the pictures because I've seen people too. Sometimes when movies out of print, they sell the bootleg of it and make it look legitimate, but it's not the real version. And you're like, oh yeah, it's cheaper. Oh, it's not the real one. Mr. Button quote: "I'm sexy bitch or soul of the Sasquatch." Did I say that one? Sexy bitch? Did I say that? I guess I did. I don't even remember what I said in that. I need to watch some of that back again. I haven't looked at it in so long. Stinky Tuna now has Big Man on Campus burn demand. Yeah, Stinky Tuna. A lot of people are talking about that place a lot because they're putting a lot of like Netflix movies and stuff like that on there, on having physical releases of them. Xenomorph says, keep the super chats going, duders. Don't forget thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, if any of you guys are new on here, definitely consider subscribing. I do all movie-related videos on here, like stuff about physical media and Blu-ray reviews, DVD reviews, new movie reviews, and all that kind of stuff. And thanks so much, guys, too, for the super chats. Like I said, super chat donations are a big help to the videos and everything, so thanks again. Have you ever ordered anything from time? I talked about that one. Well, I have never caught you on live stream. Just want to say hi. Well, thanks so much, Paging Mr. Morrow. And Paging Mr. Morrow, I absolutely love your videos, and I love when you did that. You have so many quotable things that I find myself doing. Thank you. All these kind of things. Thank you. I don't know. You and me too are members of the guys that wear hats. You know what I mean, for our own reasons. So you and me are similar in that, right? But hopefully, sometime if I ever get to Florida, we'll do a video, or if you ever come out here. But yeah, I encourage you guys, check out Paging Mr. Morrow. He does theme park videos and that kind of stuff. Always love his videos. Um, and I also love when you used to do the time. The time is, and I know why you don't do that now though, because that was everyone would look really weird and like, what are you doing? What is this guy doing? Ice Cream Man 2 was canceled. Yeah, it didn't end up raising all the funding for it, but I would love if they got to do Ice Cream Man 2. Have you ever ordered anything? I talked about that one. Sure, I was wondering, what do you weigh in stones now? I don't know in that kind of weight in the stones, so I don't know. But I'm like always my range now is like 195 to 200. That's pretty much, it's always kind of in there, 200, 202, like around that range all the time. And I've been lucky that it stayed in that range during not being able to go to the gym and just doing the walks. So I've been really careful, but I've been really lucky because I mean I do eat like yogurt stuff like frozen yogurt, and I still have like occasionally like little ice cream bar things and stuff like that. So I do have stuff. So I've been really careful though. Thoughts on Futurama? Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of the show when it came back, but back in the day in the original, I watched it all the time. Um, do you ever like the Michael Jackson film Moonwalk? I don't think I ever actually watched it for some reason. What's your favorite Wishmaster movie? Definitely the first film. Hey, dude, I'm from Indonesia and like your content. Well, thanks so much for watching. And it was Indonesia? Did they do that the horror movie The Clown? I think it was from Indonesia. That clown movie I watched. It was like a really cool killer clown film. The only version that ever came out in the U.S. was like dubbed really weird, but it was really fun. Like clown something or other. Um, let's see there. The Caller and Pandemonium coming to Vinegar Syndrome this August. Oh yeah, I don't know if I heard that or not. What Blu-ray player? What Blu-ray player would people in the chat recommend? I've always had for Blu-rays though, like Sony players have usually been good for me. That they usually last the longest. At least for me, they've lasted really long. Thoughts on Ghostbusters? Yeah, I've always loved Ghostbusters, especially the second movie. Just I think mainly too because I love the Janosch character and I like the slime and all the weird stuff in that one. Um, let's see here. Where was I now? Because it did that weird stuff when it jumped again, and then I don't want to miss anything. I'm sure though there's some of them that I've missed. I'm trying not to though. Thoughts on I talked about Ghostbusters. My friend Colin really likes Shout like a shout out from last week. He watches your pickup videos religiously. Thanks again. Well, thanks so much, and thanks so much. And no problem for the shout out to Colin. And thanks so much. Tell Colin thanks so much for watching them every week. Talking about the devil, I just watched one of your videos when you went live. Oh, talking about the devil, I just watched one of your videos when you live. Have you ordered anything? I talked about that. Do you own the movie Watchers with Corey Haim? I have a bootleg of that one. I don't have there's a double pack. It's out of print. I would love to find that though sometime. That's one though I'm surprised though that Vestron hasn't released because that is an actual Vestron title. I think might be wrong about that, but I think so. Let's see. What do you think about The Descent 1 and 2? I don't think I ever watched Descent 2 for some reason, but I love the first movie, the first Descent. What is the sought out DVD that you cannot find? Well, The Midnight Hour. That's one that me and Danny are always looking for. And that one, and then that rare Sidekicks DVD that there is some kind of a DVD for that, which I've never come across though. Do you like the Indonesia movie The Raid or The Others Like Us? I have seen The Raid. I thought The Raid was good, but I have not seen the others the other one though. Bye, I gotta go. Well, thanks so much for coming on and watching. Sorry, might be called 220 electronics. Yeah, 220 electronics. That's where I ordered my region free player from. But if you guys order a region free player, make sure though you don't just click buy because you have to select a thing on that that says make this player region A, B, and C. So even though it's a region free player, it's not turned on the function. So you have to pay like $30 more to get that. So if any of you guys are buying region free players from any websites like that, make sure you really, really check, because if you don't click that, then you just get a regular player and you'll be like, oh no, and it will, it won't do anything for playing, other region discs. Um, Sean, will you return to movie theaters when they open? Probably a little bit after. I'm just going to see how everything goes. But the one that I really want to go and see in theaters definitely is the Bill and Ted Face the Music. Have you seen Decoys and Decoys sequel? Yeah, I liked both of the Decoys ones. Have you seen Natural Born Killers? Yeah, with Natural Born Killers, I always remember with that movie too. When I was in middle school, a cop came in and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys all about this one movie that's so mean spirited and so bad, and puts cops in a bad light and glorifies violence." And he said it's called Natural Born Killers. And he's like saying, "I'm encouraging you all not to watch this movie." That night, that day when I left school, you know where you know where I went? To Blockbuster Video, and asked my parents to let me rent it, and they were like, "Oh, okay." So I watched it that night. That cop. Let me tell you, if anyone is trying to make someone not watch something, or not, don't say it like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking this cop probably went and got so many people to go and rent that movie and see that movie by saying that. You know what I mean? Have you seen Parents with Randy Quaid? No, Parents with Randy Quaid. I love that movie. That's a great, really weird movie. Uh, have you ordered from Empire, from DVD Empire or Rareflix? I don't know. I think maybe Rareflix. I don't know for sure though. Have you seen the trailer for Deep Blue Sea 3? Yeah, I thought the Deep Blue Sea 3 looked okay. I mean, like, I'll definitely watch it. Um, get to bed, Sean. No, I don't think I'll be in bed for a while. I do have to do a shoot tomorrow at noon. But no, I don't think I'll be in bed for a while because I want to watch that documentary with my brother tonight called The Jasper Mall, which is filmed in like a dead, dying mall for like a year. Dude, everything is being canceled. Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff. That's why I said get physical copies of certain things that you think could have that happen just to be safe. Have you watched The Quest Frog Dreaming? Yeah, I have a Blu-ray of that one. You need to check out Swamp Ape on Prime, fun movie. I believe I heard of Swamp Ape, but I need to watch that one. Um, Dude, I had the same flu in the beginning of Jan. Yeah, like I don't know if it was that or what it was. There was like the flu was going at the same time, so nobody really seems like knows for sure unless they do the antibody test. Lafayette, I think these super chats are out to get you hurt. Entertaining to say the least. Now, if there's anyone that says anything in the super chats that I don't want to talk about, like mainly about a specific person, I just kind of skip over it. But yeah, the one guy wanted me to do jumping jacks in the bed. That would not go well. Um, let's see here. Is Chud on Blu-ray? Yeah, Chud. Vestron Video released that one. No, did Vestron Video? No. Vestron Video released the sequel. Arrow Video released the first Chud film. Um, let's see. Do you remember the Trojan War? Yeah, Trojan War. I remember liking that one back in the day. Luna Meow or 90s Kids Forever. I never met 90s, but I've always liked Luna though. But I don't know. I never met 90s though. Um, Sean, will you win in a fight, Deadpool or Mothman? I don't know between both of them. Maybe Deadpool. Thoughts on Bloodstone 1988? I believe Bloodstone is coming to Blu-ray. I think from Arrow Video. I've never seen it though. How are you feeling about not being able to go to San Diego Comic Con this year? Yeah, it's gonna be weird because I've been to Comic Con every year since 2005. The only year I ever missed was 2010 when I moved. So that was the only time I never didn't get to go. So it's definitely gonna be weird. And I just love going there and doing the tour video and all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely gonna really miss doing that this year. But it would be totally impossible for it to work or ever happen now because of the amount of people that go. There'd be no way to have any social distancing. For people's costumes, they'd have to theme everything differently with masks and everything. It would be near impossible. Sean, you should take a trip to see the last Blockbuster. Yeah, that's one thing that me and Danny really want to do. Go up there and do that. We're also talking about doing at some point, if it works out, a road trip to do a movie with Rene Perez, who's done a lot of those movies with the actor that looks like Charles Bronson. I mean, you guys have probably seen some of those movies. There's a guy that looks like identical to Charles Bronson, but me and Danny are talking about going up because he lives up in kind of Northern California. So there's talk about that. It's one of those things. It's just early talk, so I don't know for 100% sure. I mean, it's one of those things. Hopefully, we can do it. But if we do it, we're gonna drive up and then drive when we drive back, take like a day or two, and stop at some movie stores and that kind of stuff. That's what we want to try and do. Do you like The Collector from 2009? Yeah, I love The Collector. Even the sequel, I like that one as well. I met you at a convention. It was really cool. How do you feel when fans meet you and have been coming up, fans who have been following you? How do you feel when you meet fans who have been following you? Oh yeah, I always love. It's always cool to talk to people at conventions. That's one of my favorite things at conventions is just meeting people that watch and all that kind of stuff. Especially horror conventions. That's where I feel like at horror conventions, I feel like that's where the most people have known me. And it's always weird too. Like at different times, it can be different things. Like back when I was heavy, when Grave Encounters 2 came out at horror conventions, people were saying like so many because I looked when I was really heavy like that. People knew, but I remember when Grave Encounters 2 first came out, it was on like Netflix and everything. Oh, there were so many people at some of these conventions. They were saying Grave Encounters 2, Grave Encounters. So it's always weird, It's either that sometimes people know you from something like that, and then they know you from YouTube or they know you from the movie. So it's all kind of like a mixture. But I always think it's always cool and always like to talk to people and meet people and it's always funny too when people know more or remember something that I totally don't. Like you know what I mean? Like if they've seen a lot of the videos, they know like a really weird thing that I did that I totally forgot about. Um, do you ever get around? Did you ever get around for Come and See? I need to watch Come and See. Yeah, that was one of those movies that came to review that I didn't request, so I just ended up showing it in the video. I wasn't really in the mood to watch like a sad kind of war thing. Like I'm not in the mood right now to watch anything sad. Like I can't really watch anything like that right now. Have you seen Scream Bloody Murder? I don't think I have. What Halloween costumes have you worn for Halloween? I haven't. I kind of stopped trick or treating when I was young because I used to trick or because I was so tall. So like as a kid, if I even when I was in like the fourth grade and stuff, people used to say, "Aren't you a little old to be doing this?" And this is like when I was still young, like the age of because people I think trick or treat up until like for the most part maybe like the seventh grade, maybe eighth grade, like the latest, and then some people who are older doing it. But costume wise, I used to wear like this fat Elvis mask. I used to really like. I used to like to dress like old people too, like old women and old men and like old kind of characters. A lot of like weird kind of stuff like that. So like a lot of those kind of things. And one year too, when I broke my leg and I wasn't able to walk up the steps in the school because I had no coordination. I remember one year I dressed as Frankenstein, like in a wheelchair, and I had like this weird thing that my dad built and everything. Um, I like your San Diego Comic Con videos. Looks like a lot of crazy fun. No, I love doing San Diego Comic Con. It's always a fun time. And any of you guys who have come on now, I'll be on here now for probably about 30 more minutes. So if you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask anything you guys would like, any requests, and you also can promote anything in there as well, like channel shout outs or any of that kind of stuff. So like I said, thanks again for those of you guys who have done super chats. I really appreciate that so much. So thanks again. Descent 2 was not good, but the first one was awesome. Yeah, I had heard mixed things about the sequel. Have you ever seen the movie Once We Were Warriors on Blu-ray? No, I've never seen that one. I think my sister has the Midnight Hour, unless I'm thinking of the wrong movie. Yeah, if she does, that's definitely a rare one. That's a really really hard one to find. Diabolic DVD is a good site to buy from. No, they're a great site for getting like stuff from other countries and everything too. Um, the Australian DVD of Sidekicks. I didn't know maybe there is an Australian one. I'll have to look that up. Do you remember Blood Frenzy? I think Danny Cinestalker has a copy of that. I don't have that one. Do you have Paperboy on VHS? Yeah, that's a really rare one. I'm hoping that one comes out sometime. I think I actually wanted to see that one maybe over 10 years ago, and I didn't know how to see it because it was never out on anything. So I ended up buying it on like Amazon just so I could watch it. Who asked for an all-female Pirates of the Caribbean? I don't know. I think it's different. You know what I mean? Like it'll be a different way of it because I mean we've seen so many with Johnny Depp now and everything. It's like we can see a different way. I don't mind. Um, let's see here. Um, it's like we don't need it. The Pirates don't always have to be sausage fest. You know what I mean? We can shake it up a little bit. Um, let's see here. Um, Have you seen Sleepover or Material Girls? I've seen Sleepover. I don't think I've seen Material. Have I seen? I don't know if I've seen Material Girls. Um, Thoughts on Coming to America? That I can't wait for the sequel. I love Coming to America though. Um, have you watched Honey Boy? Yeah, I did see Honey Boy. That's one of those ones that isn't going to get a DVD or Blu-ray release in the U.S., which sucks because I love that movie. Um, my sleep schedule is so messed up. No, I have a weird sleep schedule. Like I kind of like go to bed really late and then I get up and sometimes I go out and get food and then lay back down again. So it's like all kinds of like crazy schedules. Um, Off topic, how do you know when Dollar Tree has new movies? Well, really, the only way that I know for like movies that are in Dollar Tree is if you guys tell me. So like, I appreciate when you guys message me or send me messages on Instagram or on here or anything like that that they're out. Sometimes if I might see like Cinema Sickness post about it, but a lot of times it's mainly like either sometimes Instagram. I see someone make a post, so that's kind of stuff. But it's mainly from you guys telling me. That's the number one way I usually find out about it. And I see David James said shout out to Gary's Movie Emporium. So yeah, David, a big shout out to Gary's Movie Emporium. I have to check out that for sure. But yeah, definitely shout. Like I said, thanks so much, David, for the $2 super chat. How hope you're feeling okay, Sean, after the past couple weeks. I've been all right. Like I said, it's just been a weird kind of time lately and everything. But I'm glad to be getting out to getting to do stuff again, like getting to do the movie yesterday, and I'm doing something in the morning with Dustin Ferguson. So I'm glad to be doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm glad at least I'm able to get out and do some stuff. Um, let's see, thoughts on Eve's Bayou. I don't think I've ever watched that one. Um, do you watch low budget horror movies Monster and Cottontail? I don't think I've seen both of those ones. Well, I always wanted to go to Comic Con but haven't yet, so I would always watch your videos when you went. Well, thanks so much for watching them. No, like there's a lot of people I know that have messaged me saying that they like don't get to go and they look at what I do to see like an overview of it. And I really try with those Comic Con videos, especially the tour. And I know I show like the most mundane details, like, oh, the bathrooms are here. Like, I'm sure next time I do it, I'll get into the details of where all the bathrooms are. And I don't know. I like, because I feel like when you do a tour like that, you feel like you went. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you were there. Because some people, when I see their videos at Comic Con, they don't show certain things. And I'm like, well, I think that people want just to see like an overview. I don't know if everybody cares about like 40-minute panels of something. I think like, it's cooler to see an overview of like, oh yeah, this is what's at this booth this year. This is what they're promoting here, and you kind of like feel like, oh yeah, this is like a time capsule of the event, and the whole big overview of the whole thing. Um, Movie recommendations for tonight. Anything new that I've watched? There hasn't been a lot of new stuff coming out. A good woman is hard to find. That one I recently watched. That one was really good. I don't know if that's on any streaming things, but I like that one a lot. Um, and someone said, "Yo, I farted. Everyone should know." A fart roach. Okay. Henry Winkler rocks. No, I love Henry Winkler. Thoughts on Fences, directed by Denzel Washington. I thought it was all right. I didn't like love that movie. I thought it was kind of some movies that are kind of like that can be sometimes slow, and it was kind of like a slow period piece movie. It was okay, but I didn't love it too much. Do you own the movie Split Second? The Blu-ray of the movie Split Second? I don't think I've seen that one. Um, let's see. I always love watching your Comic Con videos tours every year. Well, thanks so much for watching them. Like I said, I really appreciate that. Have you watched the movie Phantom of the Mall? Yeah, Phantom of the Mall. That's another one. I keep hoping that Vinegar Syndrome will release that one, or maybe Arrow Video. And if they do, I really hope they can get Pauly Shore to do an interview on it, talking about it, because that was one of his earliest movies. Um, Someone said they hope that the beef between me and the other person is part of the story for Out and About 3. No, I don't think so. Like it's not. So I don't see myself doing that at all. I just watched a scene from Parents Gave Me Gas. For some reason, I get gas from weird scenes in movies involving meat. Oh, that's really weird. Yo, dude, sorry if I asked, but what's your favorite kids DVD from the 2000s? I don't know what was like a kids movie from 2000s for sure to say offhand. Thoughts on Cop and a Half. I know a lot of people don't like that movie. I love it. That was like one of my movies as a kid. I watched that so many times. Um, have you ever seen Happy Tree Friends TV show? Yeah, I remember that was like one of those early flash animation, like internet kind of videos I remember watching back in the day. One of the other early ones I watched was this guy called Zipster. I think he was on Channel 101. He was kind of one of the early ones around that time that I remember watching. I think there was another one called like Strong Bad or something too. Have you ever Dirty Young Mind of Sally and Mean Creek? I've seen Mean Creek. You know, Josh Peck was in that movie. That's a great movie. The Paper Brigade is a good movie that should come to Blu-ray. Was the Paper Brigade the one that had the kid from Troll 2 in it? I know he was in something that had a similar title. If you could give me some context about what we're talking about, I'm not sure what we're talking about. Um, would you thanks, David. You're the man. Let's see. That person's talking about he's farting again. The Paperboy is really creepy. Yeah, Paperboy, that was a really weird movie about this kid that was like obsessed with his neighbor and he was like filming her and spying on her. It was a really strange movie. Um, Finally caught your live stream. Well, thanks so much though for coming on and checking it out. Like I said, I know I do these at really weird hours and everything, but um, um, Sean, if you've seen Let It Ride, yeah, Let It Ride was one of those. I think it was out of print. I think it might be on Burn Demand now, but that one I used to always love. Ever seen Prozac Nation with Christina Ricci? I feel like most people watched Prozac Nation back in the day because it was like, oh, Christina Ricci is topless and she has no nudity clause. And I remember that was like the main reason I watched that because it was also right before she had breast reduction. So I remember it was like, oh yeah, she documented them. I think that was why she did it, honestly, from what I remember. Let's see here. Um, have you seen the trauma film Bugged and Foreplay? I don't think I've seen both of those ones. Um, do you see the first $20? I don't think so. I love your Comic Con videos; they're the best. So thanks so much. Like I said, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna miss it this year, not being able to do it. I don't know if this year there'll be any conventions. I really wonder. If there are for anything, I'll try and get to something that if it seems safe. Uh, did you see Kenny and Company? Yeah, that was from the same director who did the Phantasm films, and Reggie Bannister was actually in that movie as well. Um, Oh, well, thanks for answering my question, Sean. You normally look over mine. Thank you, man. Have a great night. Well, no, I'm sorry if I miss any of yours. You need to see. You need to see Seems Like Old Times with Chevy Chase. Yeah, I've seen that one with Goldie Hawn. Let's see. Okay, Sean. What are your thoughts on the movie Inception? It's so confusing. I can't say for sure if I've ever. I don't know if I ever watched it for some reason. I don't know why. I think back in the day, me and MJ had like a real problem with it or something. We used to get like that about certain movies, and then we wouldn't watch them. Will you be making any new Around the Towns? Um, if there's anything to show, I mean, I feel like the Around the Towns have basically become the Tuesday videos, and then I do like sometimes standalone ones if I go in a specific store. But like a general Around the Town, like I don't know. Um, Maybe. I mean, maybe something like that again. I don't know for sure though. Um, but I still, like I said, I still do the Tuesday ones and all that kind of stuff. And then there will be more video stores and that kind of stuff as things open and as I feel sort of safe doing it. Thrift stores, though, really heavily populated ones, I don't know. Like my favorite one, which is the one in Escondido, it's always so busy. The Valley thrift store, I just don't know if I'm comfortable going in there because I drove by it the one day and I saw this huge line and I'm like, I don't know. Um, let's see. What was the most epic meeting with somebody at Comic Con? Who was it? I saw so many different people there at Comic Con throughout the years. I'm trying to think of who was like the coolest person to see. I don't even remember. I mean, I've throughout the years I've seen like everybody walking around there, like from like Robert Carlyle, who was in Ravenous, which I love. I remember like I looked at him and he looked at me like this. He gave me this like real funny look. I saw Bryan Cranston when he was in there in that fake mask he was wearing, and like was like literally like a foot away from him because I saw that mask and was looking at it and everything. I don't know if I filmed it on video or not, but I know I was looking at the guy, and that was Bryan Cranston in the mask. But throughout the years, I've seen like everybody. I mean, like so many different people. Even the Kevin Spacey, who's terrible now what he's done, but I saw him. Sam Raimi, like walked right with him, seeing Gene Simmons. I mean, like, throughout the years, so many different people there. And I see a $2 super chat here from Zombie Biohazard. Love Cabin Fever 2, but wish for the director's cut. And he gave a $4 super chat. Thanks so much, Zombie Biohazard, for the super chat donation. Like I said, guys, really appreciate them. Big help to the channel and the video, so thanks so much. But yeah, I agree. Like I loved Cabin Fever 2. I do wish that one day we get to see Ty West's original cut of the movie, and because what was released was such a like trimmed up and changed version of the movie. But I love Cabin Fever 2. I thought it was a very fun movie. Um, have you seen Slumber Party Massacre and Cheerleader Massacre? I've seen both of those. I've seen all the Slumber Party Massacre movies. Love those films. Do you own the movie Ladybugs? Yeah, I do have Ladybugs. That is one of my favorite Rodney Dangerfield movies. Um, thoughts on my own Private Idaho? That's a movie that I've always heard everyone say is so good, and I need to buy that movie. The next Criterion sale, maybe I'll finally get that. Put some gloves on and wet paper one view. I don't know. Is it against the rules to promote Instagram channels? I do mini reviews for horror movies. No. Totally feel free to post to Instagram things, no problem. Have you seen Beer League and Elevator and Leveled something? What was it say? Leveled, Beer League, Elevator, and Bottled Fools? I've seen Beer League with Artie Lang. I don't think I've seen Elevator. And I see a $5 super chat here. Favorite Jordan Peele film, Us or Get Out? For me, it's Us. Creepy and great story. Lupita Nyong'o does an amazing job. Two characters. No, I agree. Between both of them, though, I don't know. I think I might have liked Get Out a little bit more, just because I felt like it was a little bit more memorable. Some of it, I thought. And I also have a really big fear. Like, one of my biggest fears is people kind of coming up on me really fast. I hate that. Like, if anybody like runs up on me or like is walking and runs up on me, it scares me to death. Like, I just never like people coming up on me really quickly. And in that movie, there's the one scene when the guy he's like runs up on the one character really fast, and that creeps me out. So like I said, for some reason, running up on me or following behind people, that's why It Follows scares me really bad as well. Like the idea of somebody walking behind me really slow and creeping like that. I don't know. That scares me to death. Let's see here. I watched Prozac Nation because Tristan Reacher was topless. I think a lot of people did back in the day. I don't know if anybody actually finished the movie, though. They probably just like, I want to see this, and then that was it. But it was a good movie, though. I remember. It was sad, though. I got the movie Assholes from a seller who got it in an estate sale. What old person was into that movie? That Assholes, that's a great, weird movie. And they shot that stuff in New York without permission with the guy acting crazy in the street. That's an amazing movie that nobody has watched. Thoughts on Monster Trucks? Monster Trucks, I like that movie. I thought it was actually kind of fun. Let's see here. Thoughts on Damn Dude, you're still on. Nice. Yeah, I'll be on for about probably till like 1. Usually I finish about 1:30, so I guess like maybe a little more than 20 minutes or so on here. Why don't you wear your hat backwards? I do sometimes. Like, I put on like this. It's like, backwards hat. So I have put the hat on backwards sometimes. And sometimes if a video where I need to like the light is really weird, I wear it like backwards. The hat is being strange. Let's see here. Damn Dude, do you play video games? Well, I had a Wii, the Stitch Lite, but then it broke. I don't know what happened to it. It won't turn back on anymore. And I read there's a lot of stuff that's happened with those, having some issues. And I see a $5 super chat here from Stumptown and Down. I do mini reviews on Instagram, and then his Instagram is, Instagram name is PDVOMBIE. So definitely, guys, check out his Instagram. And like I said, it's his Instagram name is at PDXOMBIE. So it's PDXOMBI. So definitely check him out, and he will showcase horror in Portland when things are normal. So yeah, guys, definitely check out his Instagram channel, Instagram page for sure. And like I said, he does stuff in Portland. Let's see here. And like I said, thanks so much, Stumptown and Down, for the super chat. How many different Cabin Fevers have there been? Well, there's Cabin Fever 2, and then Cabin Fever 3. And was those the only other ones? The Cabin Fever 3 had Sean Astin in it, it was like set up to be a sequel after that, but they never ended up doing it. Oh, and then there was also the Cabin Fever remake, which was a remake, like basically a direct remake about pretty much everything was the same of, Eli Roth's one, which I did not like that remake very much. I really didn't. The actress that played Deputy Winston, I kind of like that, but like that her goofy performance of that. But other than that, I didn't really like it. It's one of those movies where it's like I would never watch the remake over the original for $1 million. How many different what are your thoughts on Halloween Kills? Like I was talking about that earlier. I definitely cannot wait to see that one. Convention booths where has been actors are signing is just depressing to see. Yeah, sometimes it's sad. I mean, with certain people, when it's somebody who was really, really popular at one point, or they're sitting there and there's nobody, and I've seen that a lot. When there's like I'm like, wow, I cannot believe there's not one person at this person's table, and it is sad. I mean, I totally admit that that it is sad. Have you seen Serial Killing 101? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Was that the one with Jason Mewes, or is that a different one? Do you miss Tower Records movie store? Yeah, Tower Records was one of my favorites. I used to absolutely love their worst acting you've seen in a stage play. I've never really seen too many stage plays. I never went to any like thing on Broadway or anything like that. One of the only plays I ever really saw was this one that was for the Bad Seed that was put on at my school, and I remember they had to change all this stuff like change the ending and everything. I remember I left before it was over. I'm like, I do not like this. It was really bad. Um, let's see. Have you ever seen Waking Life? I've seen Waking Life. It Follows is probably my favorite horror movie. You know what? It's such a creepy movie. And I know that what was so weird was there was all this talk like, oh, there's going to be an It Follows 2, and it never happened. I would venture to say if David Lynch set out to do a pure horror film, he would be the master. No, I agree. I would love this if he did something really like full horror related. That would be great. A man, a customer, did that to me and said, nice butt. It was horrible. I was at work. What was it? Where was this that someone did this to you? Um, Thoughts on Dude, Where's My Car? No, I like Dude, Where's My Car. I know some people don't love the film, but I saw that in oh, they came up to you really quick and then said that. Okay, I know what you mean now. But yeah, the Dude, Where's My Car? Like I said, that's a really fun movie. Thoughts on The Cellar from 1988. Cellar in 1988. I think I thought it was okay. Um, do you remember Confession of a Serial Killer VHS at Blockbuster? I believe so. I believe I remember that, and I think I'm finally caught up with the questions now. So I'll be on here for the like I said, another like I think 16 minutes or so. So I finally have caught up. It takes me a while. So yeah, finally. So at least I'm going to end getting caught up for the last like 15 minutes or so. And like I said, if you guys have any last minute super chats, feel free to ask anything you guys would like, channel shout outs, requests, or anything like that. Um, let's see. Have you seen Legends of Goreface? Legend of Gatorface? I know. I believe I heard of that title, but I've never seen that one. Dude, you're such a dude, Sean. Tell your parents. Joshua Morgan said, thinking of giving you the world for the kind, gentle soul. Your brother seems well like that too. Well, thanks so much. The poster, Nothing But Trouble, is very nice. No, I love that movie. That's like one of those ones I keep on hoping will get a a Blu-ray release at some point. I can't believe it never has. Thoughts on NYPD Blue? I don't think I ever watched it. I don't think I ever really watched. I've not really watched too many of those cop shows, cop-related shows. I did watch though The Shield though. I think I watched like the first or I didn't see every season of it, but I saw like the first couple, maybe the first 3 or 4 though. Did you watch the Purge TV show? I watched a little bit of season 1. The one actor that I know who was in Haunted High with Me was in a lot of the second season, but I didn't get to really see much of that one though. Let's see here. Favorite David Lynch film, The Elephant Man. For me, David Lynch film is probably Wild at Heart is probably my top favorite. Favorite 80s comedies, stuff like Uncle Buck, Summer Rental, Great Outdoors, a lot of John Candy ones. A lot of those are my favorite. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Honestly, like some of my top favorites are John Candy ones, to be honest. Have you seen Big Man on Campus? I think I watched that some back in the day. Did you ever meet Bruce Campbell? I wish I did because he was at Horrorfine, one of the first ever Horrorfine conventions I ever went to, and that was before he had a big comeback. And he was there, and there was like no line. This is really early on. This was like probably I don't even know, maybe 99, 2000, something like that. But I really do wish I would have gotten an autograph from him then because it was probably would have been like $15. It was probably been really cheap. Um, can you do a shout out to Dweebo for me? Thoughts on Spin City? That's another show I never really watched that one. Thoughts on Candyman 2020? I can't wait to see that one. That's one I'm definitely going to be watching for sure. How did your parents react once you started growing every year? growing like with my weight. um, favorite movie about a musician. Favorite movie about a musician. Like I like Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm trying to think of other musician movies. I don't know a whole lot offhand that I can think of. Did you like Dust Till Dawn TV series? I watched some of that. I thought that was good. Well, of all the Dust Till Dawns, though, I still think the first one is the best. Do you remember that Uncle Buck TV show? I don't think I ever really watched that. Most underrated Robin Williams film, probably 1 Hour Photo is the one you, and then Final Cut. Final Cut you really don't hear about, but both of those ones are really good, more dramatic roles for him. Let's see, most thoughts on The Sopranos. That's a show I never watched. I never like I know the characters. I know like Big Pussy. I know Polly Walnuts and all that stuff, but I never watched it for some reason. What movie should I watch now? I don't know. There's not a lot of stuff coming out that's brand new right now. There's one movie that I kind of want to watch, but I'm sure it will come to DVD at some point. But it takes place in a water park, like Slashergeddon or Slash or something, like Slasher Park or something. It's like a slasher film in a water park. It looks kind of amazing to me, and it looks kind of like too what Gutterballs 2 was gonna be. Because when the late Ryan Nicholson, when he was telling me about Gutterballs 2, and I was like really wanted to do that movie, and I don't think he did a Gutterballs 2, but I don't think it's the same story. But it was gonna be at a water park, so I've always wanted to see a slasher movie at a water park. Um, has Dead Man on Campus ever had a Blu-ray release? No, Dead Man on Campus has never come out. I would love if it did though. I remember seeing that one in theaters too. How many movies you watch daily in the current days? I usually watch at least one thing a day. Like right now, to watch like to review, I have like two different things that I have right now. The the one called like Beelzebub or something, which is with Tobin Bell, which I think is like a Shutter original movie. I won't review that one though until like a week from now. The stuff from RLJ, I don't review it till the release it comes out. So I'll be watching that one soon, and then that documentary, Jasper Mall. Those are ones that I have right now to watch. Have you seen Soul Survivor from 2001? Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a long time. I do remember liking that one. Just watched the old Goosebumps series on Netflix. Some of them are pretty creepy. No, Goosebumps is great, but I think even creepier though was the All You're Afraid of the Dark though. Goosebumps was never as scary, but there were some that were creepy though. Are you starring in a movie? I'm not like the star of this particular film, but I have a really fun scene in it. Like it has a big. I like do something big in the movie because it's something that I do. So I'm definitely excited about it. But I am though. I do have bigger parts too though in Strix, which I'm filming that one next month, and then Butcher's Bluff, which is in August. Those are ones that I have bigger roles in too though. Let's see. Have you seen Frasier? That's another one I never watched. That one. A lot of TV shows, a lot of sitcoms I have not seen. I feel I how feeling like I was a teenage zombie and teenage werewolf. I don't think I've seen those one. Get PlayStation and play Days Are Gone and games like that. As much as you love movies, you will love games nowadays. It's like controlling amazing movies. Now I do know what you mean though with games now. The graphics and like what you can do in games now is amazing compared to when you think about what you could do in games like when I was a kid, like with the Super Nintendo and everything. Um, Thoughts on Charmed? I've seen a handful of episodes of that. I do like Charmed. Do you like tamales? I like. I don't eat meat though, but I like tamales that are kind of just like cheese and stuff like that. What comes out on Tuesday? Honestly, I don't think a thing. I think there's a couple things we'll see on the video, on Tuesday, but I don't think there's much this particular week. Um, Trolls World Tour, though, that's the following week, so that's the first bigger title in a long time. Um, have you seen Pocket Ninja? I don't think so. Love 1 Hour Photo. Yeah, 1 Hour Photo was great, and I always thought too, like the photo people could be like looking at your pictures and stalking, and you never know. Um, um, let's see here. Have you been watching Little Children and Madhouse? Madhouse, I know I saw Madhouse. Three little devils jumped over the wall. Sean, have you seen Stepfather 1, 2, and 3? I have seen the first movie. I think I saw the second one, I think. Um, have you seen La Bamba? That movie makes me cry. Yeah, I remember reviewing that one a little while back, but that was a great movie. Can you switch your live streams, do some out in public? Maybe I'll try one sometime, but I don't know about right now. But yes, sometime I would love to do one too, walking around Disney. So whenever Disney's open and safe, maybe I'll do one there. Like I wouldn't do it too long, maybe like an hour one or something like that, because I also don't know how the signal would be. But it would be cool to try something like that though. Wish Nickelodeon would do streaming service like Disney. And I was thinking about that because there's a lot of Nickelodeon shows that have not ever been released on things. So it'd be kind of cool if they did like Nick Plus or something like that. And they started doing like they would put like the whole series of shows that are kind of rare to have access to, like all that's. And like to me, was always more in Nickelodeon than Disney for their shows. Like I watched more of, I guess because I was a lot of the stuff I watched growing up, like My Brother and Me and Clarissa Explains It All and Pete and Pete and all those kind of things. The movie is called Aqua Slash. Yeah, that's the movie I was talking about. Aqua Slash is the one that's all set in a theme park. I mean, a water park. It's like if you guys have watched that movie, let me know what you thought of it. But I'm interested in that one. Have you, Sean? You're the most talented, sweet, real movie collector among the movie collectors. Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. If you could work with one of your favorite directors, who would it be? Well, if John Waters ever did a movie again, I would absolutely love to work with him. Like that would be someone that I would dream of doing something with, through working a director. Um, and everyone says like Steven Spielberg, which would be kind of cool. I mean, I would 100% do that. I would love to be like Jurassic Park. Like that would be kind of cool. Just like getting killed, like if it was like a featured death or something, that would be be cool to me. Or like something stupid like Jimmy Buffett when he like was in the Jurassic World carrying those margaritas. Like something really fun that's like featured like that would be kind of fun. Who else would be kind of cool? I would love to work with the director of Greasy Strangler. Like I really love his work a lot. Like that kind of stuff. Tim and Eric would be cool to work with. Like a lot of weirder kind of people that I really like. Eli Roth would be cool if he did like another horror film. Um, Ty West, some of those kind of people. Best Buy is on the decline. Finding movies there is getting tiresome. They're probably going to go bankrupt. I'm not going there anymore. Yeah, it's a shame. Like I hope Best Buy can restock again because it's for movie wise. Like right now, it's kind of like all there really is Walmart. Like I'm glad that I really am glad that Walmart stocks as much stuff as they do. That's why I really feature their stuff too, because I want to make sure people know you can buy this stuff here, so people buy it. You know what I mean? And continue to carry it. Thoughts on Everwood? I never watched Everwood. Let's see. So I'll be on here, guys, for 8 more minutes, and then it'll be 1:30. That's when I was planning to stop. So if you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to get them in. Any last minute super chat questions, or requests, or anything like that as well. Gotta go to bed. It was nice chatting with you, catching a live with you. Well, thanks so much, Cute Fluff, for coming on. Paper Brigade had Robert Englund in it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that Robert Englund was in that one. Thoughts on Silence of the Lambs? That's an outstanding movie. And I also love Manhunter as well. And I know that some people didn't love it as much, but I like the music in it a lot. I don't know. I like both of those one a lot. Um, Sean, can you turn on high gravity? Um, let's see here. Have you ever seen Silence of the Hams? Is that what you asked me about? Silence of the Hams? Though no, I never watched that one. Um, please subscribe to Absurd Gaming. I make this channel recently, so please support me. Who finances David Sterling's movies? I don't. It's lots of different kind of people. Sometimes himself, sometimes through producers, all that kind of stuff. Chuck E. Cheese is going bankrupt. Yeah, I was thinking about Chuck E. Cheese. It would be very hard for them to open because, especially like stuff like the ball pit and when everybody too, like the kids are crawling through these things, touching things, and then they would have to have it like I don't know how they would ever do it. You know what I mean? Because you'd have to wipe everything down. It would be a nightmare. Like I have no idea how they would open. How you've been dealing with the lockdown? Well, things are slowly opening up more and more, which I'm glad. But at the same time, certain things need to. I'm glad that are not really opening the same way. Like the bars are getting shut down again in certain states because that's where people go and really, I think, get too close and like are messing around too much. Favorite cheese? I guess like cheese like Mexican blend cheese maybe. Um, have you seen Claude Legend of the Sasquatch? I've seen the cover. I don't think I've ever watched that one. Thoughts on Jeepers Creepers? I know Jeepers Creepers has like because of the director done some horrendous, terrible things. I still do like the movies though, especially the first movie. Rare movies we'd like to own. I was talking about it earlier. The one I'm always trying to find is Midnight Hour. Hopefully someday I'll find that one. I wish family members would do guest appearances in live streams. Maybe sometime. Did you see Last House on the Left? Yeah, I've seen the original and the remake. I like both of them. Buffalo Bill scared me when I watched it, but I mainly watched because Clarice starring was kind of pretty. Yeah, no, Buffalo Bill, he was very creepy. That character. Um, who would win in a fight? Flippy from Happy Tree Friends or Wendy from South Park? I don't know between the both of those. Thoughts on Mortal Kombat? Yeah, I used to play that game as a kid all the time. I remember like the blood code thing you had to put in and all that. It's not safe kids touching those rides, and there's a Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's too much stuff that's getting touched there and everything like that. Um, um, let's see here. It's not safe. Um, the actor who's in The Purge was Jaron Mitchell. I believe that's his last name, but Jaron, who was in Haunted High with me. He was also in Ghost Shark, the guy that I was riding on the jet ski with. If you guys saw Ghost Shark, we need another stimulus check. Yeah, I know there's been talk about it, but I don't know if there will be or not. Thoughts on the Resident Evil series? When it came to the movies, I saw all the movies in theaters. I love those films. The game wise, though, I played like the first four games, I think, back in the day. Um, let's see. Have you seen a TV shows? My Two Dads. I don't think I ever watched it. Have you seen Hardcore Henry? It's a cool movie. No, I loved Hardcore Henry. I liked the way it was shot and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was a really cool movie. I have much respect for Ian, Paul, and Rick, who lost their lives in January fighting Australians' bushfires. May they soar the skies forever, RIP. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that with that. I know there was some horrible, horrible fires that were going on there. Do you believe in ghosts? I do. I'm not gonna lie. No, I kind of do, honestly. I always think there could be some kind of something around. You know what I mean? Like certain places. It may not be like maybe it's more of like an aura behind somebody that people leave behind something. But I definitely believe in that kind of stuff. Um, thanks for answering my questions, buddy. No problem at all, Gary. I like cheeseburgers. Have you seen the show Men Behaving Badly with Rob Schneider? I think I did. I think I saw some of that. Have you ever seen The Platform? I highly recommend it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about that. I definitely need to watch The Platform finally. Thoughts on Paul Blart? I know those are stupid movies, but you guys know I love mall movies, movies that take place in malls. So Paul Blart Mall Cop to me is a very fun movie. So I like it. Even the Vegas one, I liked it as well. It's not like nothing amazing, but I liked it. Have you seen Evil Breed, The Legend of Samurai Zack and Jack Frost 2? I have seen, Evil Breed. Was that the one that had like the actress who was in Kangaroo Jack? I think was in it. I think so. Did you see Anything But Love TV show with Jamie Lee Curtis? I think I had like the first season of that one. Thoughts on Event Horizon? Oh yeah, no, I love that Event Horizon. That's another one of those movies that I think is one of the top scariest movies, especially when he's crawling through the vent thing. And I know that's going to come to Blu-ray soon in a new edition from Scream Factory, so I cannot wait for that one. Um, they died in a plane crash, saving lives. Cool dude. 3 selfless American heroes. Do you have a PO box? No, I don't have a PO box anymore. Maybe again sometime, but when I had it though, I got like sent a lot of really weird stuff. And like not really weird stuff, but like weird like junk mail. I got signed up on all these weird things. And then they would yell at me at the PO box place saying, "You need to get here. You need to pick this stuff up now, or it's gonna be bad." And I'm like, "Okay." And it was like really, that was back when I was in Maryland, but they used to get really mad and call me and say, "You got to get here now." I'm like, "Okay." And this was like after I went there one day before getting it. Um, do you like Convoy? I don't know Convoy. Thoughts on the Girl in the Spider's Web? I, was that the newest one? The original movies I liked, but I don't know if I saw that one or not. Um, Stoked for Event Horizon. Yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about that one. Um, um, have you watched the Serbian film Good Movie? Yeah, Serbian film. A lot of people have told me about that, but I've never watched it. I remember David Sterling was like, "Let me give you advice. Don't watch it." I'm like, "Oh, all right." Event Horizon is like an alien ripoff. Never saw it. No, it's not really. I mean, sort of, but not exactly. Because it's scarier to me than Alien. I think. Do you remember cereal Boo and Chocolate Dracula? I remember like the Count Dracula chocolate cereal. Favorite Eddie Murphy role? Probably the Nutty Professor films. Like I don't know, I love when he plays lots of different characters. Favorite scene, favorite Uncle Buck scenes. My favorite, honestly, is the one in the school when he's talking to the teacher has that bad wart, and saying, to get what he says to her, and then also when he's like trying to be really quiet and knocks down all the pans. Like that to me, I love that kind of humor when people knock things over because I've also been the kind of person who's like kind of clumsy, and I've done stupid stuff like that too. So I can relate to stupid stuff like that. So I've been on here now a little over 2 hours, and it's 1:30. So thanks so much, guys, for coming on here, and thanks again for all the support, guys. And like I said, if you guys are on here now, before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to I'm going to put up on Monday. I have a horror pack. I'll be putting up an unboxing of, so be on the lookout for that. And of course, I'll have my video up on Tuesday as well. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching, subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.